I forgot to hit the live button because I'm a dope.
And a lot of times we may feel so insignificant, we may think that we don't have a grand effect on the totality of things. I'm here to tell you, you would be incorrect. That is wrong.
Laughing at birds.
I'm here for a purpose, and that's to get you to wake up and smell the coffee, not be off in the clouds someplace. And when you feel anger or you feel something on your mind, you say so right now, here and now.
Had you been suppressing anger and...
Yes, since I was a kid.
But the character you play, that was a character that held in the anger too, and then suddenly would burst out into manic explosion. Was that you?
Yes, that was me. It was a part of me. I don't like to do that so much in films, but I don't plan it out that way. If it requires it, then I do it. But that was me. It's like a tea kettle. The water boils, and if there's no little hole in the top, the pot's going to explode. And I used to play characters where it was just about ready to boil. And then you see the explosion.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
I'm not saying it for a joke. It's very true.
You get nothing. Do you want to go to war? Come on. Do you want to go to war? We think it's a war.
Now look what you've made me do.
You have definitely one of those faces where you don't have to say anything.
You know how some people hide their shyness by being so aggressive, screaming and yelling?
You lose! Good day, sir!
I'm not telling you that he's shy, but that's the only way he knows to feel at home, is to be forceful that way. Because if you said, well, just sit and talk about personal things, then he would be nervous. But if he can grab the microphone or run up into the audience, then he would feel, well, now I'm doing what God meant me to do. And I'll get a laugh, and then I'll feel I've earned my dinner.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
But then there was a time when people said, I want a face that looks a little bit like me. And that's what I've got. A face that looks a little bit like that. I felt I could make someone else laugh. And that's all I'm doing now, is carrying on the tradition.
Dude, I've been bursting at the fucking seams waiting to talk about this shit right here, man. You know what? We'll give it a second. I'll let this shit just play out for a moment. Currently sharing this on Twitch and on YouTube, so you motherfuckers know what's going on. UKNJ Project every Tuesday, like we are right now. Live like we are right now. Movie reviews, dude. I don't know what you're doing with your life if you're not tuning into this show. I mean, what do you want me to do, dude? I can't force you. I can't force you to do it, but I think you're missing out if you're not, because, you know, are you tired of listening to people bullshit you about their opinions, man? Give the fuck, right? But enough of that. Now, I know you're asking yourself, dude, how come there wasn't a fucking Christmas introduction? Why you gotta have the same stale one that you made months ago for? Well, I'll tell you exactly why. Part of the reason why is because there was
he hates Christmas.
Well, I do. Not really. I do and I don't. What I hate about Christmas is the fact that everybody feels like they have to be fake all of a sudden. You know, like it's just, I got family members sending me cards. I don't talk to you all year round. Why do I want a card from you? How about you fucking give me a call, douchebag? That would be like way more fucking valuable. Why don't you do that? How about you ask me how the fuck I'm doing?
See with cards, that to me, that's like a little bit of a more advanced version of like Facebook, because people send via like writing, but it's like you could have just Facebooked me that.
yeah, like there was absolutely no reason why you went out, spent the money on the envelope, the card, the wasting the ink on the fucking thing, dude, and then you said that to me like, look, I appreciate the thought. Do you know what? I never send a card back. Never. I never do.
I've actually stopped like doing cards like to everyone, like
Yeah.
even my kids and that, because especially with my kids, because
They're just looking for money.
yeah, maybe when they're older, they if they keep them, they'll look back and like they'll be like, oh, it's a card from my dad and that, and then they appreciate it more. But let's be honest, they're just wanting like presents and toys or whatever. So, and for me, I'm not offended if I don't get a card from anyone anyway. So I look at it as, well, I can't be dealing with it anymore. I can't be sending. Do you know what I mean? It's not a big deal to me. Cards, I don't get it. But a lot of people are big on it.
Yeah, dude, every year, one of my cousins does this where she goes on Facebook, she goes on Messenger, and she adds every fucking body in the family, and she goes, all right, everybody put your fucking addresses in here so we can send out Christmas cards like we do every year. And everybody puts their addresses in there. And, you know, all of them get involved and they do it, and I guess they enjoy it, but I don't send cards back. I get them. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate it, but I would just rather, how about you keep your card? Shoot me a fucking text. Shoot me a Facebook message. I mean, ask me, hey, what's going on in my life? How am I fucking doing? Let's do that instead. What am I going to do with this card? There ain't even nothing in it, dude. And we don't like each other.
I'm smiling and laughing because I know that we're going to disagree on a lot today on this, but this one I actually agree with you on, so.
Okay, yeah, well, you know what? Without me stalling any further, this movie, Holiday Rush, if you're not aware, is available on Netflix over in the UK and in America. That's a fun fact that we both figured out.
I just want to say as well, before Jack loses his shit, this was on me. I suggested several films, but this was one that I kind of put towards him. So anyone that watches it off of a suggestion, I'll take the heat for it. I'm just saying that now.
Dude, it's, you know what?
Bearing in mind though, in my own defense, even if I end up saying I like it, this was a first time watch for me, so I'm not suggesting it on like, oh, I've watched this every year all my life, because
right. Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? In fairness to you, the description of this movie made it sound very good. The description of the movie is basically radio DJ, right? Has a bunch of kids, has spoiled them throughout their whole lives, and now during, but arguably the most important part of the fucking year when the holidays come around, he loses his fucking job, and now he's got to tighten his belt and try to get his kids to understand, who have only lived in this life of luxury, that this is not just handed to you. You know, I had to work hard to give you all this, and how ungrateful they all are. That's basically what the movie is about. On paper, I love the idea of that, because I don't think, I mean, I know it's kind of cornball shit, but it is true. I know a couple ungrateful fucking kids myself, dude. I was one of them. I am one of them occasionally. You know, it is what it is, but it's just the way that they went about doing this movie just broke my fucking heart. From the opening the second the movie started, I went, oh no, don't tell me this is what this is gonna be. And of course it was.
See, I thought that you was gonna like, even if you didn't like a lot of the film, I thought you was gonna like the fact that he was like a DJ as well.
I love that.
We're not like DJs, but it's a similar sort of platform.
Yeah.
I thought that would. Well, you just said you did like it, but I know that you didn't like a lot of the films. So.
I like the idea of that. I thought it was cool that he's in a radio station, and you know they're showing him what. Well, you know what? Hold on. One thing that I have to give the movie credit for right off the bat immediately is I know people hate narration, but I thought this was very good, and I wish more movies would do this. In the beginning of the film, you know, this guy is getting up and getting ready to go into work because he's got I think he has the second shift in the morning that goes from the early morning to the afternoon before he switches over to the next DJ. And his kids are texting him shit that they want for Christmas, talking about they want ponies and like not fucking stuffed animals, bro. Like they want real live ponies, which is, come on, stop it. Stop it. You're
But
asking
you've got
for
to
ponies.
remember, like, I'm not disagreeing with you, but you got to remember, he's to blame for that because that's all they've ever known.
Right. Well, no, see, I'm not. What I was gonna say though was when he's texting the kids back and forth, there's something that movies do now that drive me fucking crazy. Where that little text message bubble will pop up and the letters will be so goddamn small you can barely see what they're writing in the text. What I like about this film is when the little text message popped up, it had the character read the text along in the movie, so not only could you see it, but in case you couldn't really see the letters, you can understand what the messaging back and forth was. I wish more movies would do that. So I do have to give it credit for that right off of the top, because a lot of movies don't do that. Where I have a problem with this film is, oh, and by the way, I like the girl from The Walking Dead that was in this film. I recognized her immediately.
I was just gonna say I didn't finish it, and I probably got maybe halfway, but I did watch some of The Walking Dead, but I don't remember her. But I think she must have been in it after I stopped watching it. So
yeah, I tapped out a long time ago too, dude. I mean, I go back once in a while just to see what's going on, but they fucked that show up so bad, and it sucks because it was so good, it has so much potential, and they just ruined it. You know, what was I gonna say? But yeah, she probably went in after you left, but she was very good, dude. And to see her playing a bubbly type of a character like this, completely different from the role she had on The Walking Dead. She's very serious. She don't fuck around. Like, I mean, she might laugh and joke a little bit, but she'll blow your fucking head off. Completely different personality in comparison to who she was.
I know.
But you know, I liked her a lot, and I was mad at myself also while watching this film, because when she came on screen, I was like, dude, I know her. That's the Walking Dead chick, right? And then halfway through the movie, I'm arguing with myself to the point where I look over at Jen and go, does she look familiar to you? And like, because I think I don't know if this is like a racist thought of mine, and maybe the people are getting into my mind. I'm like, do I think that she just looks like that other chick? Like, am I being a fucking weirdo? And then I go and look it up on the internet. It's true. It's actually the real person. So like, what the fuck?
This got nothing to do with Christmas or the film, but what you just said, I just wanted to bring up when you say like they look the same. Like, we got to stop saying that that's racist.
Yeah.
Because, like,
people look the same
to white people and say that we all look the same.
Yeah.
So everyone should be able to say it, whether you're flipping Homer Simpson or a Chinese person, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because every race looks at other races as that's the perspective of it. So I just wanted to say that, because I think it's a bit ridiculous that we have to like defend ourselves when we say they look the same.
Yeah.
We're not saying every single person does, but there's going to be a bunch of them that do.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you look at a real quick glance and you only see a side profile for a while, you're trying to figure it out. You know, it's difficult. But she was very good in this. The other dude that was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, that's all I know him from. I like him.
I knew he was the main character guy. I knew I'd seen him in something, and I couldn't remember what it was. But is it in that film where he works in like a TV shop or something?
Yep, that's exactly the one. That's exactly the one.
I had that scene in my head the whole movie, and even last night when we were mentioning it on your streaming app, and I was like, I've seen this guy in somewhere, and I had that scene in my head, but I couldn't remember what the film was.
Yeah, 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's what it is. I mean, I like that dude a lot too, but if there's one thing I gotta hold against him, is that he's very good at pulling off the cheese. He really is. He's made for it. That's what I hated about this fucking film. Like, dude, okay, I understand there needs to be a love interest, but you guys are practically fucking sucking face every 5 seconds. Like, you're doing this shit where you're that close to each other's faces. We understand there's an untapped interest between the both of you. Can you not make it so obvious, please? And I love well, you know what happened after your mother died, right? Like, oh, so I guess we couldn't afford the wife, huh? So we're gonna have to kill her off, and let's give her something. What are we gonna do? Let's cancer. There you go. Perfect for a Christmas movie.
I I did like that part of it though, where they introduced his wife, because you kind of at a certain point in the film, you know that there might be something going on with this girl that he's working with, but you also the scenes at his house and that you can tell that he's like a single parent kind of thing. So I'm glad that they introduced it in some way. I liked it that like it had them scenes with his wife that had already died as like a ghost or whatever. I liked that, but
I was kind of surprised they actually did that because I thought they were going to go through the whole film and never mention her once.
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that they did circle around, but that and you know, just the fucking boss lady, I need you to buy all the advertising from every other station because we can't let them win. It's like, this is not an episode of the Power Rangers. You know, let's calm down. I don't know why you're carrying on like this.
Yeah, she was a bit much. Like, I know you have to have like a conflict in the film for like the storyline, what they were going for, but I think they did overdo it a bit with her.
Right, like, dude, you could have really. I think they had a real opportunity to turn this into some real shit where they could have not only talked about how, you know, you should really not make material things everything you're worried about, but they could have touched a little bit on the inside of the business. Like, oh, this guy's fired. We're going to start a whole thing. Like, how are we going to do it? They had so much potential. And they just decided to cheese it up. And in the end, oh my God, I wanted to shoot my television. At the end, when Dion Cole shows up at the house, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to give them a check so they can start their radio station. And then he lunges out of the doorway, and he's just shaking him like this, and he's trying to go, you're killing him. You're killing him. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's making his fucking neck cold. That's what he's doing.
I was just laughing a minute ago as well because you said, "Oh, they could have made this something really good," and then I just had images of like Holiday Rush 2 coming soon. I mean, it was a bit like, I think I've seen that in other films. It was a bit like Home Alone-ish, that kind of scene, wasn't it? Where he just jumps out on him and like, it was a bit weird.
Like, I wasn't expecting you to fucking give him a felony assault in front of your children, but I mean, come on, man. Did you have to make it so unbelievable? And I mean, the guy shows up. Man, everything about this shit just drove me up a goddamn wall, dude. It really did. I hate the cheese, though. I hate the cheese in all the movies. I can't stand that.
I was apprehensive going into even just checking out all the films before we picked one, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and like changing, but
I think it's because you got kids,
and I do think because a bit what we was talking about yesterday, like you've never really been into Christmas like that, and it's always been like quite a big thing for me, and do you know what I mean? And even though like stuff that's happening at the moment, it's not the best, and that I still get a certain, like, I don't get the feeling I did as a kid, but I still get a sense of like, I don't know, that I still like it a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same as when I was a kid, but I still like, it's a thing that I hold close to me because it's always something that was big in my life, kind of thing.
See, I think the reason why I'm not big on it, dude, is because when you think of Christmas, you watch the movies, it's always a big family sitting around together, and, you know, everybody fucking loves each other. I don't know what that's like. I don't live that life. Never had that. Not that I want it. I don't want it. I'm glad that I didn't have it because, you know, by not having that, it gave me the ability to go run around in the streets with my friends and pick up on things. And be able to learn real life situations I would have never got the experience of if I was busy, you know, farting around a fucking table with my family every fucking week. You know, I mean, it's a trade-off, and I'm happy that at least I was able to do it, but maybe that's why. But I figured if you did like this film, it would probably be because you got kids, and, you know, you could probably relate to this. You can relate to this guy's struggle. I mean, as most people can. I mean, you don't want to you don't want to spoil your fucking kids rotten, dude. Of course not.
So let me,
but
just to let you know where I am, like, and this isn't a sympathy thing. I'm just telling you as it is. Like, I could only get all of them one present this year. Now, some people can't even do that for their kids or they're in worse situations. But I've always come from a thing of, like, maybe you call it spoiling them, but at least getting them 2 or 3 presents each or something. And this is the first time I've not been able to do that this year. Plus, on top of all the other stuff that you know. So, like, I do relate to the struggle in the film, but I've never had, like, the high life that he has in it either. So, like, but at the same time, I've not had the same, like, struggles that you've had to do either. So, there's different levels to it.
Right, you're like right in the middle.
Yeah, like, but because I've never, like, reached, like, his mansion and that, do you know what I mean? And, like, his kids and what they're getting and all that. But I've always had, like, enough and, like, been happy enough.
Right. I mean, but that's the average story, though. That's the average story for an average person. Is like we're just getting by. We're okay. We're not great. Everything could improve, but it also could be worse. At least we got a roof, at least you got some food and we got each other. That's something that, most people don't even have that. And I know this is the easiest time of the year to take for granted every fucking thing that is valuable to you, because this materialism has been pushed to such a degree that that's all the spirit of Christmas is nothing more than trampling other people through the store so you can get your hands on that 30% discount. That's what it's become. It does
contradict, like, the message that Christmas is supposed to be like, because it should be, in my opinion, about, like, being happy and, like, family, but then, like you said, they have, like, all the sales and that on, and it's like everyone's at war at the same time, even though they're saying, oh, Christmas is about family and love and that, but then you get, like, the public fighting each other to get items to give to their family on Christmas Day and that, like, so I do think they're, like, contradicting what they're trying to push in a way. But that's the trouble as well, like, because we live in the world we live in now with, like, consumerism is as high as it's ever been, and materialism, like, it's just getting worse all the time in that sense.
I mean, in this movie did at least do a good job touching up on that, with how greedy and how big of a dick his kids were acting like, oh, what do you mean we gotta move back to our old house? What I did find interesting was, even though it was fucking cheesy, was his oldest, when they moved back into his older house, because they have to, that's tightening their belts up, is moving back to what the 4 or 5 bedroom house they lived in before they moved to the fucking mansion that he was in. That's tightening their belt. I would have liked to. You want to tighten your belt, motherfucker? Go move into a 1-bedroom apartment, right? And put 4 of your kids in one bed, head to fucking feet, and then talk to me about tightening your belt. Fuck out of here.
See, with the kids thing, like, the 2 twins, like, yes, they could not act how they're acting, but in my head, I'm like, they get away with it a bit because they're the youngest. But, like, and the middle girl, I feel like, at one point in the film, she starts to transition a bit and starts becoming a bit more understanding and a little bit less spoiled. But the oldest, the boy, he was annoying me the most. Do you know what I mean? Because he's meant to set the example, and he's the most.
Just want to slap the fucking shit out of him. Get your shit together, goddamn! What's the matter with you? Your sisters are supposed to be looking at you like for guys, like you just said, like they're supposed to be looking at you for guidance, and you're throwing a fucking fit. Are you kidding me, asshole? About going to fucking Harvard, bro. How about you should just be happy that college is an option for you instead of laughing the county college out of the fucking room? How about you just be happy that you have enough of a fucking life where you actually have the opportunity that you might be able to further your education, because most of us don't have that.
And I think they try and defend it, don't they? Like, later on in the film when he goes missing and his dad goes and finds him. And the reason of his mum not being around anymore, and
that really bothered me.
I think I get that, but I still think that you still got to be responsible, and you still have control over how much of a brat you're going to act.
Well, see, but that's the thing, though, too, dude, is, all right, you know what? If you really don't want to move back to the old house because, you know, mom died there, and when you go back there, you think about her. I couldn't go back to the apartment in Ocean Gate where I used to live, where my grandmother lived. That would be fucking horrible, because it's all I would think about. And, you know, that does a number on your brain. But let's be honest. How much of it really was because you didn't want to go back there because of your mom, and how much of it was because you just gotten used to your lifestyle? Like, it bothers me a lot that I felt like he used his mom dying as an excuse to be like, oh, well, this is really what it is. But I don't think so, because you haven't mentioned her once throughout the whole film, and now all of a sudden you guys gotta tighten your belt up, and now all of a sudden the fucking grief hits you. Like, maybe that's true and that's how it works for some people, but that really rubbed me the wrong way.
I mean, there's another scene in it where he's looking at like an old video of him, and it, like when his wife was still alive, and the kids come and sit on the stairs, and the boy's there, and he starts crying and then runs off, and like that's probably the only bit in it other than when he goes missing and goes to talk to him when he finds him. Like, that's probably the only other scene where they're trying to put across why he's acting how he's acting. But like you said, I still think that he's, do you know what I mean? Like, you can still be sad in that, but I think he goes way too far with the spoiled brat act.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on, bro. Enough already. And, you know, I mean, I did like... I don't know who that lady was. Do you know who that lady was that was in the film? The one that was... Yeah.
No, I've never seen her in anything.
Me neither. And I guess she's a famous singer or something. I don't know, because at the end she did a musical number or whatever.
It turned into Blimmin' American Idol or something, didn't it?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? This is super weird. Like, how about I'll do the movie, but only if you pay me, and I have to perform at the end for the entire cast and crew. What the fuck? Who the fuck is calling? I don't know who that is.
I just remembered as well. Can we just talk? Let's not spend ages on it because it makes me feel a bit sick. But can we just talk about the guy in the radio station once they sack them two? He's there with that boss, and he's like flirting with her and that. She's like giving off signs and that, and he's like watching her going, yeah, do you know what I mean?
That guy killed me, man. But then again, cheese, which I understand that, but dude, why? You're a creep. You're a fucking creep, dude. Get out of here. Stop it with your fucking apple juice. Leave me alone.
Like, even me being like trying to be like positive and that, I'm looking at it thinking she's got so much confidence that she shouldn't really have right now. She was moving like she was Beyonce. I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous, dude. It really is.
What did you feel like in terms of, well, see, I think I know the answer because how you feel about it, but do you think it was good in, like, it felt like a Christmas film?
I mean, it felt like a mainstream industry Christmas film, in the sense that when Hollywood makes a Christmas film, this is what they think we all want to see.
I'd be interested to see the how it done, like in terms of figures and viewing figures and all that. I might have to have a look, but
yeah, me too. I would be curious because I understand it's a safe movie. Like, you can literally put it on in any household in America and you won't be protested for it. There's absolutely nothing really in that movie, I think, that is even slightly dangerous. I think the most dangerous thing in that film is when they were slow dancing in the restaurant, kissing each other. That might be the most dangerous thing in the entire film. So I can see why, you know, But I mean, come on, man. I was waiting for Scarface to jump out of the restaurant and go, "Hey, say goodnight to the bad guy."
Oh, they should have had Joe Pesci just burst through a door and go, "What the fuck's going on? I'm funny to you?"
Yeah. That would have been
I
fucking
did like
great.
about this though is that even though it's like some of it is a bit like if you're not from that lifestyle, like the rich style of it, like you might not like that part of the film. I get that, but I do like the fact that it's not all about that throughout the film. Like I do like the fact that I think it's quite balanced in terms of like life because it goes from one end of the spectrum to the other, and I think that they did that well in the film.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's also gross, dude. You pull the fucking lollipop out of your kid's head and then you eat it? The fuck is the matter with you? Throw that shit in the garbage. You have any idea how dirty kids are? The fuck out. He's probably all rolling in the grass and shit, and you're shoving that shit in your mouth, dude. Fuck off. You know, fucking ringworm in your face, bro. Leave that
Just
alone.
picture you saying to a kid, "You know how dirty you are? You're a virus."
Oh fuck! But dude, how about the fact that he's fucking giving Santa Claus death threats on his fucking couch when you're a grown ass man and you know for sure that Santa Claus does not exist? You better show up this year, Chris Crystal, or whatever.
Yeah,
I
he's
was
giving
said,
it the old, "I'm not the one. I'm not the one."
yeah, I'm not the one talking to a made up white guy that runs the people's houses and shit. I'm not the one. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Like, dude, all right, enough with the tough guy act, huh? Oh, so what we're saying is it's okay to threaten, it's okay to death threat if you want presents for Christmas. That's completely cool. But you know what though? Now that I mention that, I think by him saying that shows that the personality of his kids being kind of douchey, that's where they get it from. Because he has that kind of give me the loot attitude, man. Like, you know, I want it and I want it right fucking now.
And there's a bit in the film where his boy storms off upstairs in the house and he's arguing with him beforehand and then he storms off and he's like, "You hear me?" or something. And like he's trying to be like the man of the house. And I'm thinking, but because your character is so nice in the film, like I'm not believing
doesn't work.
Like his son, to me, even though he was a bit of a brat, felt more like masculine. I don't know if that's the right word. Than he is.
Yeah, no, I think definitely because he's an athlete. This guy is like a radio DJ stick kind of a dude. Where you know, if it came down to it, sadly, I think his kid would give him a run for his money.
He'd have a bit.
I mean, honestly.
Doing that on him.
Yeah, I can see it. I can totally see it. Like, oh, what? You thought you were cool, huh? You thought you were fucking cool? I don't think so. I'm younger than you. I'm faster than you. I'm stronger than you. Shut up.
Give me my house back. Give me.
Ridiculous, man. Fucking ridiculous. I mean, in the beginning, when the
film, I think it gives I think it could be motivational. Like, I know you're gonna hate me saying that, but I think it shows that you can overcome stuff. Even though they come from a spoiled thing, they still have to overcome stuff, even though they, do you know what I mean? They were in a rich lifestyle, now they're having struggles again. But you have to remember that they come from the struggle in the first place.
Well, now, do you think that the cheese of the movie takes away from that a little bit? Because I kind of feel like it does.
See, I didn't. Well, I know what you say that, but for me, I still got it. Do you know what I mean? There's enough there for me to still appreciate it. But I know what you mean. I think it would have worked if they did it that way as well.
Just because, I mean, when they try to put a message across like that, and they make it cheesy the way they do, it makes it like, we're telling you this because this is the right thing to say, but really, nobody actually does this in real life. That's the way that it seems like the message comes across when they paint it up like that, which granted, if you're a kid and you see that, I don't think that's what you're going to take from it. And, you know, if you're an adult, I mean, you got to understand these things are just what they are, but I just wish that, you know, we wouldn't make it such a spectacle to be nice to each other, or even try to be motivational in some way where it has to be, the cheese always has to be on it. Like, why can't we just, even for a moment, I don't want everything to be fucking serious all the time, but can we have like, if we're gonna have a moment, can we fucking have a moment, please? And I don't mean like a Hallmark moment either, you know, because that's the other side of the cheese too. Can we have a genuine moment? That's all I'm trying to do. I just want, is it so hard to want to turn on the television and see some shit that I can actually relate to and go, you know what? I felt like this, or whatever it is. It just, I feel like it's not represented well enough. Unless it's being made fun of or, you know, used as a loose storyline. It seems like they don't care.
I don't. You made a point there about like kids watching it and stuff, so that could be part of the reason I reckon that they do it like that as well, because they're targeting the kids more than like adults that watch it. But what I was going to say is that I think like it's got a good message in the film, like turning negative into a positive. But I get what you're saying, because I think this is something I need to work on a bit, that sometimes you can still do that but not be like ringing a bell and singing your heart out. Like I get that you can be positive without like shouting it from the rooftops, which is probably something that I need to work on. But
oh please, yeah, you're like a
way as well. But I know,
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's got a theme of that in the film. But I get what you're saying. It probably, I suppose, it's kind of flaunting a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, they beat you over the head with it. If they hit me with it any harder, I'd be passed out in a Ray Rice elevator. God damn it, I fucked that up. Oh well, what are you gonna do? You can't win them all. You can't win them all, dude. Doing terrible fucking references. Sorry, Ray Rice's wife and Ray Rice, not personal. Just the first thing I thought of. You know, sorry. Ridiculous. You know what though, dude?
What did you think of the storyline overall then? Like I know you come into it expecting more than what it ended up being, but like overall thoughts on the story?
I don't mind.
I personally liked it. I don't think it was perfect, but I quite enjoyed it. I mean, there's parts of it that probably they could have done without, but
I don't mind that they got together at the end of the film. I do think it was a very stupid business decision. You can't buy a radio station together and then start fucking. That's bad news. That's bad business.
That's why the film finishes where it does, though, because I don't want to show you it all goes down.
Everything falls apart. Yeah, 5 minutes after the movie ends, dude, you find her blowing the other fucking producer from the other radio station going, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing, man." You know, or whatever it is.
I do think that they did a good job of getting her to do the role, though, because do you imagine how much worse it would have been if she was like a real bitchy like girlfriend? Like,
yeah, she does look good too, though. I'm not gonna lie, dude. She is an attractive lady.
I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about, imagine her attitude was like she's trying to come in that household and take over the mum role after how those kids' mother like died and passed away or whatever. The last thing you need is a bitchy woman coming in to try and replace that. And I think that they did that good in the film, because I don't think that she was like hard to watch or sort of. I didn't find it aggravating.
I'm glad you just said that, because one thing that made me want to punch my television more than anything else in the movie. Oh my god, I'm getting angry just thinking about it.
Is your TV actually? Is it all right or?
yeah. I can't punch it because then I can't watch anything, so we can't do that.
Jenny will be going, there's something on the telly. There's a mark on it. What?
We're like, oh god damn it! Now I need a contract with Vizio. This is ridiculous. What's it goes? Oh yeah, when the new girlfriend and his kids are walking around outside, and they bump into this random lady that has a baby stroller in the street. and she's holding her other kid, and this girl just walks up to her and goes, "Oh, here, let me help you." Said nobody fucking ever. I would just hand my baby off to a stranger. Are you out of your fucking mind? Just because our skin color is the same does not mean I'm just gonna hand you my fucking child. Are you
Do
crazy?
you know what the scary thing is, though? I think certain people would.
See, Jen said the same fucking thing, dude. She was like, "No, I don't think so. I think a lot of people actually would have done that." But dude, how do you know she's not going to take the baby and just spike it right there on the floor? Like, I'm not saying that she would, but you don't fucking know, dude. People are crazy.
This is another. I'm glad, because this is another thing that we actually agree on. Because I would never do that. Like, even if they seem nice and that, I'm like, it's my kid. Like I appreciate the kindness and that, but do you know what I mean? Like, even if you don't say it bluntly like that, but I wouldn't hand my kid over, like, because if you do, you gotta have your eyes on them constantly. But even then, it's just weird,
bro. Dude, I don't have any children, but I was at the hospital when Jen's sister had her son, Jen's nephew, and they. Dude, I'm getting nervous, and the kid's 15. The time is already gone.
Everyone's all joyful about the baby, and you're going, "I don't get all the excitement's about."
Well, I'm not a fucking. Come on, dude. I'm a bit of a basic bitch. I cried at my brother's wedding. I don't tell a lot of people that, but it happened. I did it behind, he was like, "Dude, it's my wedding. I'm supposed to be upset, not you." I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Why am I fucking growing a vagina back here? I'm sorry. But, when we went to the hospital, dude, he's a little preemie baby, man. And I have Jen has the picture around here somewhere. They were like, "Oh, do you want to hold him?" No, I don't. No, I don't. Keep that fucking thing way over there. Why don't you want to hold him? Don't you want to see what it feels like? No, because what happens if I twitch, and I swear to God, I said this, like, if you hand me that baby and I have it twitch and I drop it and I kill it, everybody's going to be mad at me. I'm going to jail for life, dude. I don't want that on my fucking conscience. And they're like, "All right, you know what, dude? Just calm down. Now you're going to hold this fucking baby." And I don't know why people force people who are not comfortable with babies to hold babies, but you need to stop doing that. Because they sit me in the chair. Bro, and they're like, "Okay, look, here's what you're going to do. You just got to hold your arms out like this." And then they drop it on me, and I'm holding this little fucking thing here, dude. I'm like, oh, fuck. And the whole time I was sitting here, all I'm thinking about is, you know what? All right. This was good. It's when I go to hand him back, that's when he's gonna hit the floor, head fucking first, dude. And it's gonna be. I mean, it didn't happen. Thank God it didn't fucking happen. This is the scariest thing.
Why do people make a game out of that? Like, you're like, "No, I don't want to," and then they're like, "We're gonna make you now." Why? Yeah, baby. Like, it's not a football.
Yeah, no, and I'm uncomfortable, dude. Okay, babies are disgusting. When Jen's mother was pregnant with her little brother, dude, I swear, I'm not making this up, I swear to God, it was like Alien Resurrection, man. She was like, "Oh, the baby is kicking. Do you want to feel it?" No, I don't want to feel it. You're like, "Oh, come on. I mean, this could be the only time you ever experienced this in your life." And just when I was about to be like, "All right, maybe, just maybe," I wish I was making this up. But I'm not. Just as I went to go kind of touch her stomach on everything I love in this world, I swear to God, dude, the baby kicks and you just saw the outline of this motherfucker's toes in her stomach. And I was like, oh no, fuck that. It's like a parasite. It's a parasite, dude. It's like a fucking parasite, dude. Fuck off. Get away from me. I'm not touching it. Oh, God. It creeps me out, dude, just thinking about it. His little fucking toes, dude, like all 5 of them just imprinted on the inside of her stomach like the Exorcist help me message, bro. It's terrible. Ugh. Kids are gross. I mean, I understand why, when you're a parent, everybody says, "Well, you don't understand." When you're a parent, you'll get it. Like, dude, I get it. I love these fucking pricks. These kids, dude. I just, it's not, I don't know, man. That shit just fucks me up, dude. You can't be handing your fucking baby to strangers. That's outrageous.
I think, like, if you had a kid.
You laughing already.
I was just picturing like you going to school and like getting sent home every day for like swearing. Like in preschool, like he took his nappy off. He decided to smear his shit all around the class, and then he used profanity at the teacher.
And he was screaming some shit about how he doesn't trust the banks. I don't know what the fuck you got going on in your house.
He says something about CBD.
You know, a 3-year-old child should not know what the fuck Seroquel is. I'm just saying, you might want to adjust your household a little bit, dude.
No, I think it's probably a good thing that you ain't got a kid.
Yeah, I mean, all right, let's cut the bullshit, dude. All seriousness, if I give myself anything, I think I could. Oh, never mind. I don't know. I could be a decent parent.
I've got a serious question here that just hit me because a lot of people say this. Do you think if you had a kid, it would calm you down a lot?
No, I think I would be worse. Yeah, I think I would be worse because I'll tell you the truth, dude. When he's gonna be whatever, dude. We got pictures. I'm gonna roast the fuck out of you when you get older. So get used to it. When this kid was little, he used to have to walk around with a helmet and a back brace on because he's a hemophiliac. He's got a blood disorder where his blood don't clot, right? So even this is not even my child, bro, but just from being around this fucking asshole and taking care of him, you know, walking around Six Flags, dude, people are staring at him. I'm like, yo, you got a fucking problem? You got a fucking problem? You want to come over and tell the kid to his face why you're staring at him like that?
I just got to make a joke on this quickly because you said he had a helmet on. I just pictured you taking the helmet off. So I just got to borrow this for a minute. And then you charging at someone.
I mean, dude, everybody was like, bro, it's not even that deep, dude. Like, yo, yeah, it fucking is. Yeah, it fucking is. So, I mean, in that way, I think I would be worse, but I think it would force.
The bad thing about that is that people get bullied, like normal people get bullied that haven't got any health issues or anything anyway. And then when people do it to people like that, like, what sort of human it doesn't, like, it makes you question, is that person like not like a human, like how they're treating that other person? Because like I said, it's bad enough when you bully not like a person with no health issues or anything, but when you do it to someone that has, that's like, do you know how weak that is?
Especially because like he's not a dumb kid. He knows the fuck's going on because now he's subconscious about it already. And then you're going to be staring at him like that, dude. Like, you're not helping him out any. And that shit bothers me, dude. Like, it's a child. If it was a grown adult, it still ain't right to point and stare and laugh and shit. But it's an adult, man. You know, it's a different
thing.
The
thing about that is like, sometimes when they get older, they'll bump into that person that used to bully them. And because they're all adults and that like, sometimes then people will apologize. But even that, I'm like, that doesn't, do you know what I mean? Even though you was a kid at the time, you shouldn't have done that. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't forgive things like that, even if you should, because you shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. It really is. I mean, dude, I think it would force me to be a little bit more compassionate, which would, I mean, it wouldn't be difficult for me to do, but I don't like to tap into that part of my emotions because it's very fragile, dude, you know? So I wouldn't want to do that.
We don't have to go deep on this, but I just wanted to ask you, because of like how you grew up in your childhood and relationships, do you think that, have you got a fear of like putting your kid through what you went through? Or would you be, because you're aware of it, do you think that you would give them a better chance?
I've already made it a point. I know for like the 5th time, they're not my children. But if they ask me some I talk to them honestly, and I tell them really, you know, whatever it is, I make it a point to and I tell them that I love them all the time. And then if I'm hard, I tell them all the time, I'm hard on you because I love you, and somebody needs to be hard on you. That's it. And I nobody ever told me that when I was younger. it probably would have made I don't know if it would have mattered. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't have. But I make sure to tell them that so they know, even if I am breaking your balls sometimes, it's because I care. I don't want to pick on you and make you feel bad. I want you to know that you can, because I've told both of them, even though they're like, yeah, old man, we get it. I've told both of them, like, if you got ever anything, doesn't matter, drugs, women, men, whatever it is, you don't ever be afraid to fucking call me. Even if you don't want to talk to Jen, you can call me. I won't tell anybody about anything, dude. Just so that they know that somebody is there. Even if they don't want it and they never use it, I want them to know, because of what I went through, feel nobody was ever, like, people were there, but I never felt comfortable enough to actually talk to anybody about what the fuck I was thinking or feeling or whatever. Like, oh, bro, cry me a fucking river, sissy, la, so you didn't talk about your feelings. But
and I think the thing is, it's still there a lot, but I don't, like, when you, at that point, when you was a kid, like, it was more, like, taboo to talk about all that stuff anyway.
Yeah. No, yeah, dude.
Like, you get encouraged more now to express yourself more.
Absolutely. I mean, I've told this before, I'll probably tell it 100 more times, but at my Uncle Bobby's funeral, dude, my grandfather fucking, I wish I could remember how old I was, but I know I was a child, really young kid, and in the middle of a fucking funeral, this guy grabs my back of my shoulder and he leans into me. He's like, look, you're a man, dude. He didn't say dude. He goes, look, you're a man. It's your job to hold it together for your mother and your grandmother, because you're the man of the household. So you can never show emotion. You can never show weakness. You have to hold it together for everybody. You do that in private by yourself. And ever since then, dude, I don't know, man. Some weird fucking switch just clicked.
I feel like he was trying to do the right thing, but he mixed it up in the messages he was giving you.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes that's scary to hear, but you need to hear it. But I wouldn't have said don't show emotion ever in front of them or nothing, because I don't think that's healthy. But do you know what I mean? I think you can still be the breadwinner, or however you want to label it or look at it, without being a fucking caveman about it.
Yeah, because I mean, he was just, and I always was like, how the fuck is he just so?
Because you know what, as well, when you do that, I feel like you get into a habit, and it becomes nearly impossible to even let loose when you're on your own as well.
I mean, you're not wrong, dude. Or you find yourself just out of nowhere, you just start to just feel like it just creeps up on you. Like, you're like, ew, oh my God, I'm about to lose it. I'm about to fucking break down. Nothing even happened. Why? It's because you can't hold that in. It's not meant to be held in like that. You have to let that shit out. And I mean, I'm grateful in a way that I was brought up to be like that, because I can at least, because I was put on to this, be a man's man shit, I can try to push the balance to, the younger ones, and just be like, it's okay to cry, but you can't be blubbering, dude. You got to hold it together a little bit. Like, show your emotion, but understand that you have to be strong for everybody. Like, don't take a responsibility of everybody in the fucking house, dude, but understand that, unfortunately, society is going to put a lot of shit at your feet. I mean, maybe not in the age of, like, independent women and feminism, and we want our fair share, whatever. Then, motherfucker, you better stop crying at funerals too, then, bitch. I want to see a couple of dry eyes from a few ladies at a fucking funeral home. You want the same treatment as me, goddammit. I want to see some of you motherfuckers hold this shit in. The fuck.
I was just gonna say, like, I think the problem is, like, people, like, they get encouraged to show their emotions and cry or whatever, but, like, they don't then move on from it.
Right? Yeah. Then they just Yeah, exactly. Then it just becomes 24/7 like Morrissey, just fucking depressed, dude. Like,
Like, you
oh,
see how I was the other day when I was talking to you about everything that's going on, and I was just like, I can't get myself out of this.
yeah.
Like, I already feel a bit better the last few days, and don't get me wrong, it's pretty shit like for Christmas now because it's not going to be what I'm used to, but I don't feel as bad as I did the other day, and I didn't cry or nothing. But my point is, even if you have a cry and stuff, like that's okay, but it's not okay then to get stuck in that trap of crying and crying every day and not doing anything productive or doing nothing. Like you
Yeah,
have
see,
you have to let it out, but then you have to fucking get on.
that's what got me so aggravated yesterday. With
What,
that
me?
fuck,
I
nah,
know I did.
that fucking kid, dude. That fucking kid, dude. I've known this guy for 20
I'm
fucking
sorry,
over
yeah. I
20
don't care
years.
how long you've known him. Last night I wanted to reach through the computer, like he said he's got no ill feelings towards me. I don't to him either, but he needs to get his fucking head out of his ass.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to say I have no ill will feeling towards you because you said, "Hey man, stop acting like a fucking pussy."
Well, I was confused. I wasn't expecting him to like. He just took me off by surprise when he said that at the end. I'm just sitting there watching and listening, and then he mentioned me, and I was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I didn't think you did anyway."
That's the new generation, dude. Me and him are the same fucking age, but he's more of a millennial, I think, than I am. In the sense that, I mean, come on,
I'm
bro.
not
A
gonna
tragedy?
lie. When he mentioned about this guy's age and that, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Like I literally wanted to fucking like if I'd have seen like if I was there in person, like do you know what I mean? He might not be breaking the law or anything, but in my head he is. Like, do you know what I mean?
I was doing the math last night, dude. That means when this fucking kid was going into freshman year of high school, that kid was just being born. That's fucking gross, man. I'm sorry. 3 years ago, it was statutory rape. Jen made that point last night as well. Not okay. I'm sorry. If you're 60 years old and you want to date a 30-year-old, maybe that's a different conversation. I still don't co-sign that, but some people do, right? So, I mean, but come on, dude. The kid is barely over 18. You can't take an impressionable brain like that and, what the fuck are you doing, man?
It might have been the way he explained it because you left the room at one point and he was trying to sort of explain it to me, like what the whole situation was, what it was about. Because I was like, I don't understand. I actually put in the chat, I was like, I've got no idea what you're going on about. And he started talking about it when you left for a little bit. But I really wanted to say to him, but I didn't want to compare it to my stuff. But I was like, I wish you'd have to go through what I'm going through right now with kids and shit. Because what you're going on about shouldn't even be a fucking issue.
That's his biggest pet peeve right there. He's like, I know people say, you could always have it worse. You could always have it worse. Like, dude, look, this kid's got his share of fucking problems. All right. He's fucking legally blind, technically. He's albino. He's overweight, like a whole bunch of shit he has going on. Right. And I'm not looking to break his balls. And I never looked at him any fucking differently. Whatever. It is what it is. But,
I gotta be honest. I know that you're close to him and that, but I literally
no, dude. honestly, I've known that kid since the fucking 5th grade, and I gotta tell you the truth, dude. We're not friends anymore. It's
think you gotta stop feeling guilty about that because he's gonna drag you down even lower. Because I don't see him ever changing, and that's coming from someone that barely knows him.
Well, he's gonna once he moves out on his own, that's gonna be the end of that. I mean, this whole dynamic changed because I asked you for a favor. How many times I let you sleep in my house, eat my food, drink my shit, everything. Never asked you for a fucking thing, dude. And I asked you for a favor, and now I'm the asshole. So you know what? Fuck him and them. Fuck him and them. I just wanted to say, like, dude, that kid's biggest pet peeve is people always say, well, you could have it worse. You could have it worse. Yeah, but what I feel like I'm going through right now is the worst for me that it could possibly be in this moment. Like, sure, that's true, but you're doing this to yourself now. You're doing this to yourself now. You're letting a 20-year-old. I just found out yesterday for the first time how young that other kid was. You're letting a 20-year-old kid ruin your fucking life? What the fuck is the matter with you?
I don't want to go on this too long, and you don't have to say if you know more, but the way he explained it, I still don't understand what happened.
What he explained it to me, how he explained it.
This guy said something edgy over the phone, and then, but I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, tell me what happened. Like,
well, here's how he explained it to me, dude. Was apparently this dude is really big. He's not a very social person, right? He doesn't know how to. And the other thing too is a fucking douche in the sense that perfect example. He brought it up in the stream the other day. A kid that I know was telling me, like, dude, I met this chick at the bar. You remember you seen me with her? He was like, bro, I brought her back to my house. We wound up fucking, dude. And now, of course, I got her pregnant. I don't even like this girl. And he's telling the fucking story. And this kid just standing there after the story is told. And he looks at this guy and he goes, so why didn't you wear a condom? And now, while that is completely reasonable thing to say, it's not appropriate for you to lay that out there like that, dude. But that's the type of guy that he is. He can't help it, right? So he has made his bones in life by communicating with people on the interwebs. So he goes into these chat rooms and he finds these freaks that he argues with religion about all day, every day. I don't know how he does it. It's fucking boring, but whatever. They all just need to suck each other's dicks and get it over with already, because that's all it is. It's a big fucking circle jerk where they all talk about the same shit every fucking day. I'm getting off topic. Anyway, apparently, while they were all having a conversation, this kid in question was like, you know, if Midnight was acting the way that he was a year ago, he would respond like this if I said something like this. And I guess that kind of fucking rubbed this kid the wrong way, and he was like, nah, I wouldn't fucking do that. He basically said, I could say something shitty to you, how I understand it. The kid said, I could say something shitty to you, and you would have responded a certain way, because you keep saying that you're trying to change and become a different person, and he wound up feeding back into it anyway. So now that kid's just not talking to him. That's all it is. And this motherfucker is carrying on like he's lost a fucking husband in the fucking war.
I'm not going to lie. When he started talking about it, he was like, when he started, he said something like, so basically I was on the phone to this guy and he said, but how he was toning it and that, I thought he was about to tell me that someone died and he heard it on the phone.
Yeah.
And he says all that and I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, but that's what happens when that's what happens when you are pampered your entire life. Because I'll tell you the truth, if there's anything that this movie and this dude have in common, this poor kid has been sheltered by his family his entire life because of his medical.
Me as well that he's like an intelligent guy, which makes it worse because
he is
intelligence.
That's the word. That's the part that fucking murders me, dude. Is he's such a brilliant fucking kid. He's not an idiot. You know exactly. You're one of the smartest people I fucking know. And you can't, but maybe that's the trade-off, dude. Maybe that's the trade-off is I give you all these smarts, but you're an emotional dud. You can't handle something so simple. I mean, everybody has their downfalls. Maybe that's it. But even when I said to him yesterday, I know that there's resentment that has been built between us. And he was like, oh, yeah, definitely.
When you said that, I was like, oh, here comes the volcano eruption about to go off.
Like, dude, I never wanted to fist fight him more in a moment than right then. And that's coming from me when he said things to me like, dude, I would definitely try to fuck Jen behind your back if I was given the opportunity. Like, you fucking fat piece of shit.
I think we all do it, but I have noticed with him even when I put things in the comments and that, he's always very defensive. Even if I'm trying to offer advice or something, he's like,
defensive,
no, not that, and he's like, oh, BC or whatever your name is, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm trying to help you, mate, and you're getting defensive before you even read it properly.
Defensive and dismissive, because I'm better than everybody. So whatever you gotta say, please. I'm from Italy, bitch. I migrated to America. I'm better than all of you. No, you're fucking not. No, you're fucking not. You're not better than any of us.
I think we all do that. We all get defensive, but I've noticed that most times when he's on the mic with you and I put something in the chat or someone else, and he's like, straight away, he's like, you say this, and like it's never like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, dude, I stopped talking to him for 8 years, I think. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this incel shit. Like I can't do it. And I know that's a mean, horrible thing to say, but I mean, that's just the rudest thing I could think of in the moment. But you know what, dude? If you want to resent, I'm sorry that.
Do you know what it is? You said yesterday as well that you can't just like block him or get rid of him, but sometimes you have to do that to people.
Well, I'm telling you, I'll tell you this much right now, dude. I'm not bringing him into my fucking. I'm not bringing him into my shit. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because it's nothing but aggravation for me. And if you don't want my fucking advice, don't fucking ask me.
And
you can't handle
it as well. For after it all sort of quietened down, he's just still in the thing. And there's just dead air. And I'm like, why don't you just leave? Like, or hang up the mic bit and just be in the chat.
Bro, I don't know how many, I've screamed at him. Like, bro, I understand I'm not a professional. But you can't, if I invite you into this room and I tell you I have to get up for a second, can you hold shit down? That means figure out something to fucking say to keep it from going dead. I don't give a fuck what you talk about. I don't care if you talk about painting your fucking toenails. I don't give a shit. Whatever it is, figure it out. Just let the fucking dead air sit there, dude. How the fuck? Guys,
I was just going to say, I didn't say it last night because I didn't want to like go there and fucking upset him even more, but he's going to end up losing his boyfriend if he keeps acting like this, especially if he's just moving into a new place and all that. All this sort of shit, his boyfriend's going to pick up on it and be like, what, you're not being yourself. You haven't been like normal for a while. Something's on your mind. And if he tries to explain this to him, he's not going to get it and he's going to fucking leave him.
I hope for his sake he gets his shit together because I'm tapping, dude. I can't do it. For years, I've tried to fucking get this kid to move out, and he wouldn't do it. He wasn't ready, blah, blah, blah. Then he finally decided to do it on his fucking own. Good for him. Now go live your life, bro. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I gotta worry about, I gotta find something better to do than try to fucking help people that don't want help.
I'm just smiling because, like, you was giving him in that advice and that, and he's actually, like, having a bit of progression in his life, getting into a new place, and potentially he's going to throw it all away for what?
I've already told him, dude, you only get one first apartment. This is a big deal for you. Will never feel this again. The excitement of moving into a place for the first time, even if it is a dump, it's still your place where you call the shots and your name's on the lease. That's fucking amazing. And you want to fucking waste it and throw it away because of some douchebag on the other end of an internet screen who I'm 100% sure is not talking to you because he knows what it's doing to you and he likes to see you squirm. If you want to keep people like that in your life, then get the fuck far away from me. I don't want you. I don't want to deal with that, dude. I have fucking gone to bat for this kid more times than I can count. And this is what you do in return. You dismissive. You act like who the fuck you are. Okay, that's fine. Maybe all those years of people telling you how much of a piece of shit I was finally sunk into your mind and you just can't accept the fact that you really can't. You can't get over it. I sold fucking marijuana, dude. Okay? I wasn't handing out fucking dirty needles in a preschool elementary playground. Whatever the fuck it's called. You know, I wasn't handing out joints in an ice cream truck, for Christ's sake. I was dealing to fucking adults who were able to make decisions on their own. And because I wouldn't sell to a pregnant bitch, I gave up 14 years of my life. But you know what? That's my karma, and I deserve it for trying to do the right fucking thing in life. But I don't regret it. I just like to complain about it sometimes.
Anyway, we went way off topic, but
yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, the part of this film, like, because of the stuff, like the family themes in it and all that, like, it was a bit hard to watch for me because of fucking hell. I sound like him now, like I'm going off on a sympathy thing, but I did make a note of it, so I just wanted to say about it quickly. Like, some of it was harder for me to watch now because it's like I'm watching things that kind of remind me, just in the family aspect of things with the kids and that. But at the same time, like I said last night as well, like with you and Jen, it makes me now more aware, and I'm still happy when I see other people like it, which is interesting because I wasn't really as happy when I saw that before when I was in a relationship. So not being in a relationship now, it's making me more aware of other people in it. And when I see them being happy, it's weird. I'm like, I just notice it more and I appreciate it more, even though I haven't got that now.
I noticed that whenever, for some reason, I don't know why, whenever it is that something in your life is really affecting you, you will see it everywhere you go. Are you trying to quit cigarettes? You're going to see a cigarette ad on every corner, across every bus. It's a movie cliche, but it really does happen. You're going through the relationship thing, and now everywhere you look, everybody is in love, and they all care about each other. You're like, what the fuck? Maybe all this existed before, and I just didn't notice, but I do think that's like a cosmic fucking joke, I think.
It's like a law of attraction sort of thing, but in like
a bad way, like
like a lost way,
like we want you to realize what it is that is gone. Why? I know how important it was. You don't have to keep reminding me, you know, like it's just, I don't get it.
I mean, maybe in the future it will get to me more and it will annoy me, but at the moment, like I said, when I saw you and Jen yesterday for a bit, like it just like, it's just like nice to see. Do you know what I mean? It sounds weird, but I don't know. Like, it's just, I'm just more aware of it right now, and it's not. I still might get the odd thought of like, oh, that'd be nice, but now I'm sort of thinking, I don't know if I'll ever have that because of how I am just personally.
Like, well, it's very. I know I can speak for experience in the sense that it's very difficult to. Like, I have to check myself.
Like, this kind of relates to it a little bit. Is like, you was on about, like, all right, if there's any kids or anything listening, is probably go and do something for a minute because we're about to speak about some nakedness.
Yeah.
You said yesterday about like being uncomfortable when you're naked and that in front of someone you've been with for years. I'm exactly the same.
Right? Like I don't know. I know she's not, like, what's the worst thing she's gonna do? Make fun of me? Was she gonna flick my dick? Like, she's never done that before. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. It's like I'm embarrassed of my own body.
When you said that yesterday, I was like, I didn't say anything, but when you said it, I was like, yep, me too.
It's crazy. I don't know why. It's so embarrassing, dude. It's like, I don't feel like I gotta. It's like trying to go in the pool with your shirt on, dude. Like, everybody knows what you look.
What it is as well, though. I think, like you said, about unless you had like a massive, you know what, like you might feel a bit better. But I feel like even if I did that and I was a muscular guy, just the person I am, I don't think I'll ever be like that.
That's true too. I don't think I could. I don't know. I don't think I could ever be really comfortable,
it's like
dude.
These guys that get like a tattoo or something, and then they go show it off on the beach, like take their top off in the fucking winter. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. But even if I was like Hulk Hogan, like I don't think I'd ever be like, hey, look at this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no. I mean, it's very odd, dude. I don't know why, but I really do. I mean, it's not like I don't know why in my mind I must think like, well, if she gets a real good look at what I actually look like, she might get the fuck out of here. I think that might be what it is, dude. Like, if she gets a really good look at who she's actually banging, she's gonna have second guesses, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, I need to break this lease immediately."
No, I think it's good that people that are like that. But yeah, when you said that yesterday, I was like, high five, high five.
I mean, dude, just and the idea of bouncing back, after fucking losses like this is crazy. How do you do it? I don't understand. You know, to jump back into the movie real quickly, I don't know if I was married to somebody and they died, if I would be able, I don't know if I would be able to move on, dude. And I know people do it all the time, and I know we talked about it before, but I don't know if I could do it, dude. Like, I think I don't know, man. I don't want to say like I love too hard because that shit sounds corny as hell, but it's kind of true though, dude. You know, like I don't understand. Maybe it's a process. Maybe everybody is different, but that does just kind of blow my mind. But it doesn't say how much time in the movie that has passed from when his wife passes away to what year they're in now. So we don't know how long it's really has been. But since we're on the topic of relationships and shit, I figured I should bring up the fact that, you know, that's how this dude, I guess, wound up moving on, going with this lady that he was working with. I just don't understand. How can you, do you ever really move on, or do you have to just force yourself? Do you have to force yourself to do it? You know, is that the only way that you can, is if you force yourself to try to move on? And I mean, even if you're not ready.
Do you know what I was just thinking is, I think it's a whole different ball game when someone's dead, like died, like a partner, than when if you just break up or whatever, or even if you get cheated on. It's a whole different level when someone's died. So,
Yeah.
But what I liked about the film is, in the film, his wife, as a ghost, says to him, "She's a nice woman. Like you need to move on." But what's interesting is, I know that me and you, if that had happened and like Jen had died, or my ex when I was with her or whatever died, you know that they're going to say that, like, you know that they would want you to be happy and move on. But even knowing that, you've still got this sense of loyalty and like,
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with doing that, even though I know that's what you want me to do.
Yeah, like it's so hard, dude.
Because you feel like you're cheating on them, even though they're never coming back or whatever. And
Yeah.
you know that they would want you to move on. You still feel like you're being dishonest and cheating. Like, it's weird.
Like, dude, I mean, I also come from a background of loyalty in the sense that, like, my grandmother and my grandfather got married, had a couple of kids, wound up splitting up because, you know, he was fucking everything he could get his dick in, I guess. At least that's what I heard. I don't know what actually was going on. I don't know really what his track record was, but I mean, you know, if you ask her, she would have said that he was dicking down the neighborhood, right? So, but here's my point. They have a couple of kids together, and then it turns out he's like, all right, you know what? I got this lady on the side, whatever it is, and she's like, you know what, dude? You could do whatever you want. We're not divorcing. I just want you to know that. We'll separate, and that'll be the end of it. You do whatever you want to do.
That's some whole different fucking level of commitment there. You can cheat in that, but I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, like, dude, bro, this is how ill this lady is, dude. She splits with him. He goes up north, 2 hours up north, and then my aunt stays with him. My mom goes with her, and then he is living with his girlfriend in the place wherever they're at, right? And now my grandmother, unfortunately for her, just never even fucking dated anybody, dude. She was just she died with that fucking wedding ring on her finger. Despite the fact that the dude cheated on her and, you know, they weren't together, whatever.
I'm not laughing at, like, that come at a real bad timing. She was on about people dying and that. But I just thought there's going to be some people that go to the grave where they're like, they might even tell their partner as they're dying, like, you never cheat on me because I'm going to come back and haunt your ass.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it is
like I'm going to my coffin with this ring still on my finger for a reason.
Dude. I mean, she did though, dude. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know if that was a personal choice, if that's just what she believed, or if she loved him that much that she never moved on. Oh my god, I don't know, but that shit breaks my heart, dude, to think about. I didn't understand that when I was younger.
That's just brought a question up that I wanted to ask you. Do you think it's fair if you, like, say you're the one that's dying or something and you know that you're going to die? Do you think it's fair to say to that person, like, even though they can't do anything about it once they're dead, like, do you think it's fair for them to put that on that other person to be like, I don't want you to ever see anyone again? Do you know what I mean? You're married to me, like.
Yeah, now I mean, honestly, I would like to believe that the law would be upheld, but I know it's not realistic. People need connections. They need connections. As long as I don't have to see, put it this way. Here's my deal, dude. As long as you're not out searching for dicks while I'm dying in a hospital bed, after I'm dead, do whatever the fuck you want. Go bang that waiter you've been eyeballing for 6 months, whatever it is. But not while I'm dying, dude. At least give me the common courtesy to wait till after I'm fucking dead. Then do whatever you want. But it's unrealistic for me to expect that you're going to be by yourself the rest of your life. And it's not fair. That's selfish of me to ask that of you. Because I know that we're social creatures and we need to be connected. So as much as I would love it to be like, yeah, no, fuck that. That's it. You know, but once it's done, it's done. Like, obviously, if me and Jen got married, no matter what, which would never happen. But, you know,
has she brought it up? Is she dropping hints or anything?
No, it's really the reverse. Like, I would be more the traditional type motherfucker, but that's because it's been drilled into my head. You got to get your communion, you got to get your confirmation so you can get married in a church and all that. Like, I don't.
Oh, I just pictured you in like a church at the aisle, just about to do your vows, and you got a microphone doing a show.
I mean, oh shit! I feel bad, dude. That, oh man, I don't know. All these fucking talking about dead motherfuckers. All these memories are coming rushing and back to me, dude. But
let's talk about something else. I didn't know you was getting all like. That's not what the purpose was.
Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm reflecting back on it and I'm thinking of it, and it kind of makes me happy and sad at the same time. Like, I'm happy that I'm older and I understand now what they were all trying to say and what they were trying to do. But what makes me sad about it is that, you know, they're gone now. You know, so there's none of that. There will never be any of that. But I mean, you know, that's what it is for some people. There's not anything that you can do. But again, this is what happens when you hold shit in, dude. It comes creeping out at weird fucking times when it's not necessary, dude. You gotta be careful. This is why sometimes you gotta cry in the shower. Nobody knows, dude. That's how you do it. I mean, I'll wait till like 3 a.m. when everybody's fucking passed out. And then I'll just have to put on something sad and just be like, all right, come on with it. Let's do it.
And when he says something sad, guys, probably fucking insane clown posse, like.
Fuck those dickheads. I mean, honestly, I have a video. I have to send it to you. I'm watching these fucking dirt necks on doing an interview talking about a band that they had signed. These fucking cunts. fuck these guys over so badly. I want this. I'm gonna get this goddamn tattoo. I will not go to my grave with this tattoo on my fucking arm. I won't do it. Even though it's always gonna be there. I can't represent people that do that to other people, dude. I can't do it.
I know this isn't relating to music, but I just wanted to say on the relationship side of things, I'm so glad I never fucking got this person's, or people before her as well, their names on me.
That is a big no.
Two
Your
of my
kid.
kids' names on me, but I've got
That's
4 kids,
different.
so I've still got to like get that done. Do you know what I mean? Because I've got half of my kids on me, and the other 2 ain't. But
yeah, they're gonna be like, hey,
that I've not got some fucking like. Imagine if I'd have done it with all of them as well. Like I've had like 3 girlfriends. I've got all 3 different names on me of exes.
they're gonna be like, hey, well, obviously, Dad has a favorite. Look at his fucking arm.
It's like fucking Russian roulette.
Dude, seriously, I mean, I could understand. See, what to me, what would be a classy tattoo, if you were gonna get, the only way it would make sense is if you were to get her name on you, is if you made it like a package thing, like whether we're together or not, this was us and these are our children. If you did something like that,
like a family like portrait or something.
Right, like that would be different. That might be different, but yeah, the name, getting the name of your, we would have to be, I don't know. I mean, I might have to just get your name inked on me on our deathbed together, dude. If that's how we're gonna do it, because I gotta make sure you ain't go fucking run off on me, make me look like a dope.
No, but I was listening to Eminem's Puke the other day, and
how do you do it? That? Don't bother you
because I was in that. Remember how I was a few days back? I was like, I'm ready for war, so I put that on,
God.
and I'm like vibing to it. I'm like, yeah.
What the fuck? That's fucking crazy to me.
But he says
that's
in that song, he's got a line in it. He's like, now my next girlfriend, her name's got to be Kim, because he's got her tattooed on him.
Oh no.
So
dude, like, you know my favorite song from him, dude. I don't know. It's definitely. I'll tell you the story real quick. Not that this has anything to do with anything. This chick Houdini was over the house, and I call her Houdini because some days she had tits and some days she didn't. We don't know why, but that's just what it was, dude. So she brings Encore over, dude, and she's playing it. And right before Pew comes on, I don't think I could even do it. Right before it comes on, he's doing the thing, and I'm like, bro, you got 2 seconds to turn that off or I'm breaking your fucking CD in half. And she went, oh, really? And she turned it up, and I'm like, oh, you think it's a game? And I ran over to the fucking TV, bro, and I snapped that shit in half, and then I handed her a $20 bill. And I was like, now I'm not made of money. Don't bring that fucking thing back in here again. I'm serious.
I didn't even think when I brought it up to you a minute ago. It just hit me as you was explaining that when he's just the start of the song and that, and he's doing the sound effects, you must be going out your head.
Bro, I heard that out once. That was it for me. I was like, fuck this entire album. Dude. Ugh, I can't.
Oh, and by the way, when you was doing the Idiot Abroad reaction the other day, you was like, the food bits, which I get, but yeah, you were going, I can't get through this. I was nearly at the screen going, don't you fucking dare stop.
Yeah, bro, people think, I just want to let you know, I understand, I thought about this after I shot the video. People are going to think that I'm faking things the way everybody else does on the internet, but I promise you, you can have anybody that knows me in my personal life watch that video, and they will tell you for 100% certainty that is definitely the reaction that you would get from me.
That makes it even funnier for me watching them going ahead. If you get a load of abuse for it, they'll be like, "You're so faking it," and I'm like, "No."
Yeah, like, dude, when the fucking frog jumped out of his throat, dude, I didn't know what to do. Like, you're not really gonna eat that. Stop it. And then they're shoving the fucking, oh my God, I can't take it. I'm so nervous about the upcoming episodes, dude, because I don't know what they're going to put this poor guy through. Like, I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, Carl, why don't you just Well, you just run away, bro. They're never gonna find you. Just go. They won't know. They won't know the difference. Ricky will get over it eventually. Oh shit.
Should we rate the film, because we keep going off topic? Once we rate it, then we can just fucking talk.
Yeah, definitely. So for anybody that is actually interested in Holiday Rush, it's a cheesy movie. If I could sum it,
it's pretty new as well. It's from 2019, so it's not even been out that long.
Yeah, it's a cheesy movie for Christmas. If you're looking for something a little bit safer than Die Hard to play in your living room while you have all your family over.
And I'm not having it. Die Hard, for me, it's not a Christmas film. I don't care if it's filmed at Christmas or not. It's fucking murder. Get out.
I love that fucking film, though, dude. That is, honestly, Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 3 are the fucking shit.
I've got some blasphemy here that you're going to be like, what? I don't think I've ever seen all of them.
Oh, well, dude, don't. This is good.
Okay.
don't watch past 3. Don't watch past 3.
I'm being totally honest. I can't even remember the last time I watched the first one.
Oh, man. Well, the third one is him and Samuel L. Jackson in it together, dude. Oh, it's fucking amazing. I love that.
I might have seen bits of that one, but yeah, I don't know if I've seen all of them, and I've definitely seen the first one, but I don't remember when.
Bro, he's wearing a sign in the middle of fucking Harlem that says "I hate," and literally the whole shit is right there. Samuel L. Jackson is looking at him from the store. He's like, "This motherfucker's crazy." Like, dude, are you out of your mind? Do you know where you are right now? Fucking, oh man, I love that goddamn film. But all right, so Holiday Rush, cheesy Christmas film. The rating for me, I mean, the idea of the story, I would give a 6. The idea of a broke DJ who was on top of the world, and now he has to try to figure out how to budget and get through the holiday with his spoiled ass kids. Because I think a lot more people can relate to that than they would care to admit, right? The idea, but what really makes me hate this film is the fucking double cheese all over it, dude. Like, come on, man. Does everything have to be a phony thing? Can we just get a little bit of, like, nobody could talk to their boss that way. Nobody, listen, I'm telling you, no hip-hop music, no hip-hop Christmas music at all. Has to be traditional Christmas music. First of all, I don't see what's wrong with the Run DMC Christmas song. If it's fucking Christmas music, it's Christmas music. That's the loophole, bitch. What do you want from me? But that guy would have been fired the first time that he disobeyed his boss and played whatever he wanted to. They would have canned his ass, bro. So, just... You know what? I'll give the fucking movie a 4. To be fair, I'll give it a 4.
Is that the lowest you've give anything? I'm just trying to think. I think it might be.
I think so. Wait, didn't we give something
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, really. Bah humbug.
I don't know. I don't know. I might have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure it's your lowest one so far.
I thought we both gave something a 1, but I can't remember. That we fucking hated.
I think you had a dream about it.
Maybe we did, because I could swear to God we watched something. We were both like, "Oh, this is terrible." Like, this is the worst. We went
that low though.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we didn't. Fuck yeah. So I'll give it a 4 because of the cheese. If it didn't have so much cheese on it,
and this is coming from someone that likes pizza.
Yeah, I mean, really. Dude, the story has potential, but the characters aggravate me. I want to assault all of them. I really do.
That makes it even better because there's kids in this. You're like, I don't care. No one's getting like.
Yeah, nobody's involved. Yeah, I'll open palm slap the kids. I'll punch the adults.
So, I think going into this, I was always going to like whatever we picked more than you, probably, just because. Look, I've been learning recently from you. Like, I knew that you didn't really like, you weren't as big on Christmas as me, but even last night, I was like, wow, I didn't know you hated it this much. Like, not even the film, but just Christmas. And so I think I was always going to like it more than you did. I don't think it's a perfect film. I think it could have been a lot better in parts. I did like the balance of it, of like going from they've got what they want and more to struggling again. I think it shows that you can overcome stuff, but it definitely is cheesy. I'm giving it a 7.5.
What?
For not look, if I was doing it for a general film,
7.5. This fucking guy.
you just got
Roger Ebert is rolling in his grave right now.
Jack just coughed up a lung. Look, if I was doing it as a general film, I don't think I'd give it as high a mark. But for a Christmas thing, I think like the theme of it for Christmas, I liked. I liked that it was quite. I was going to say light-hearted. I think it is, but I still think you've got like struggle in there. But I like this kind of upbeat, even when there's a lot of shit going on. But I get that's not for everyone. I just enjoyed it. I don't think it was great, but I think because of, like we were saying earlier, because of how I look at Christmas, even though it's not flipping blockbuster like hit and everything, I thought it was all right for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, honestly, I think
Like,
if I had
you
a family,
get offended by it. I watch it and I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna like that. So, but,
I mean, honestly,
I don't get offended by it, but so I enjoy it more. But I think it comes down to because of how we look at Christmas, like because you're not a massive fan of it anyway.
I think if I had kids, I would like it more. Or I could enjoy that movie if I had the kids over. Even though they're like 15, I'd be having them watch this film and go, look, this is you spoiled cunts right here. Look at the way you guys carry on. You see
I just want to say as well, this is the best reaction you've had to my rating out of anything we've done as well.
Dude, I mean, you know,
I maybe could have gone lower, but yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. Even it was a bit crazy and stuff, but if I was more like you and felt about Christmas, we'd both be on fucking 2s or 3s, if that. So, I think, yeah, maybe here's the thing: if I'd have watched it a year ago or something, and I wasn't like trying to do all the motivational things and more positive, upbeat things, maybe I would have given it a lower mark. But I feel like I have changed a bit in that sense. So I think I look at things a little bit differently than I did.
See, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well,
but what I want to say as well, I don't like the fact of the film where like the whole bratness and the spoiledness. I think it needs to be in there, but not as much as it is.
Well, I mean, actually, that's the one thing that I did like about it.
Yeah, but that's only because you tell yourself you can get in the film and fucking abuse them. Because you put yourself in the parents in the role, because you got an imagination. You're like, I'm gonna jump in there. This ain't happening on my watch.
Yeah, well, dude, I'm yelling at the television like, "Ooh, I wish you would try to talk to me like that." I swear to God, you
One
think
of these days you're gonna send me a picture of a broken TV? I'll be like, oh shit.
After we start making money and I can afford to ruin electronics, then yeah. But I've been broke for too long. I know we can't afford to break the television. It took us too long to get a flat screen. Shit.
In your defense, I think if like Demos, I don't know about Taxi, he seems to be a little bit more like me, but I reckon, I think Demos would probably agree with you more than me on this film as well.
Maybe. I mean, he might, but then again, I don't think so, because I I don't know. He's a toss up. He's a difficult one to figure out, I think, because
Can you imagine if he ever comes on camera and he's actually got balls for chin?
oh my god, I wouldn't know what to do with myself, dude.
I'd be like, now I get why you didn't have your real picture up.
Yeah, like how many turtlenecks do you own?
He's like an X-rated version of Peter Griffin chin.
Dude, I was thinking, what is a Christmas movie that I actually like?
Well, let's
I
get
don't
into
know.
this. I've got one that's my all-time number one that nothing comes close to.
What's that?
Home Alone.
I haven't seen that one in
Here's
ages.
one though that I do quite like that I sometimes forget about, but I don't see. You might look at this and think that ain't a Christmas film, like I look at Die Hard. Gremlins.
No, I can see it. I can see it because, well, you know what? They shoehorned Christmas. They shoehorned Christmas because he's going to get the Mogwai for a present. So it has to be a Christmas film. But I love that movie, dude. I haven't watched it in years, but I love the old man that played the vampire. You know, the whole thing. I love the whole thing. I don't care that it's corny and they're little monsters.
Do you know what's cool about that? One of the coolest scenes, I think, at the beginning of the film, where I think it's in like I don't know if it's meant to be Chinatown or something, and he's going through all them like that old like village or whatever it is, and then he finds like Mogwai. I can't remember it exactly, but it just vividly come up in my thoughts just now. But I think that's a super cool scene in the film. I think it's at the beginning of it.
I haven't seen it in so many years, but now I have the ending credits in my head, dude, where the Gremlins are singing along to the music.
I had it hilarious when they're in the bar and that, and they're just like fucking a load of stags. Like
I love that shit, dude. How about the cross-dressing one with the lipstick, dude? I'm like, no, get away. I'd punch that fucking thing so hard. Are you kidding me? The fuck out of here. I'll fucking light you up like a Christmas tree. Are you out of your mind, dude? The fuck away from me.
So, going just on the last bit for the film, I would suggest it to people. Jack wouldn't, but
well, I would say if you like cheesy movies, definitely you will enjoy it.
Kids in that, like younger kids, definitely worth a shot because I think even if you don't like it, the kids will.
And especially because I mean, if you're the one thing I kind of thought about this too is I guess if you're a fan of hip hop in a way. This is kind of a way that you can fuse that in a family-friendly way, where
especially if they've come up, even if they've come up in a hood and that, and it's a bit more poor, but they've still got that family environment and their memories of that. They're gonna relate to it.
Yeah, I mean, so I would recommend it for that. I just
I really didn't know what you would think of the film because I was going into it thinking, I hope he likes it. but then you was dropping like little hints and that, and then yesterday, and then I watched the end of the stream this morning when I got up because I left a bit earlier last night, and I watched it, and you were like, tomorrow UK NJ Project. I'm not really gonna say a lot, but
dude, 5 minutes into the movie, I'm sitting there holding my head and I'm looking at Jen and I'm going, I bet you like this.
It with you?
I bet, yeah.
She
said,
did she like it or is she the same?
No, she was like, it's not bad. I mean, it's all right.
You're like, not bad, and going smashing up the kitchen.
yeah, dude. I mean, she was in there too, like, bro, these fucking kids and their attitude, like, I swear to God, but yeah, I mean, I'm watching him going, he's gonna love this film. He's gonna love it. Like, I guarantee you he's gonna fucking love it. I know it because I hate it so much. He's gonna love it. He goes, well, Jack goes, I mean, he does have kids, Yeah. Maybe he's gonna look at it a little bit differently than
you.
You
think? I know you reacted like you did a minute ago, but did you think that I'd have a higher rating than I give it?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I did. I really did. I mean, your rating is pretty high, but I really thought it was going to be a little bit stronger just because you were going to be like, oh, see, this is a family-oriented movie, and it's all about, being positive and not being materialistic. The one thing that I do like, which I understand a lot of people would hate about this film, though, is in the beginning, when the grandmothers clearly exaggerated, and you know, when I came up, we had to share an egg 6 different ways, and all the kids are like, "Yeah, I know. How many times are we gonna hear this story?" And I mean, I've even had the kids say that to me. Like, I've told this shit a couple of times already. Whatever, I'm old. Leave me alone. But the point is that, you know, I like that they added that part in because it does highlight how important it is for you to value what older people, what they have been through, you know, where they went and what they, you know, because, you know, I know it's like, oh, I walked a mile to school in the snow with no shoes on and all that shit. And it's a completely different world, even in 2020 than it was when I was a kid, when people could just leave you at home by yourself all day and go to work. You can't do that anymore. I mean, granted, you really couldn't do it then either, but there was an unspoken rule in the neighborhood.
There's more community, wasn't there? You could trust people more.
A little bit, yeah. Just like it used to take a village. Now, not so much anymore. Which really, that really does. I grew up in a neighborhood, dude, where everybody knew each other, and we all didn't like each other all the time, and we ripped and had our problems, but everybody in the neighborhood kept an eye on, you know, all the kids and shit. Like, while we were running around, dude, somebody always knew where we were at and what we were up to. So if some shit ever got really bad, you know, but those days are long gone, dude. I mean, I know, but I feel weird. Like, you know, a perfect example, dude. Like, my neighbor underneath me, her son, last summer was like, you know, will you throw the ball around with me a little bit, you know? And I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna say no? I felt weird at first because obviously it's not my kid, but at the same time, like, it felt good though, just to be like, at least I can, in a small way, I can bring that back a little bit.
Is this kid like, is he got a single parent, or I'm just wondering why, like, he asked you instead of like asking his dad or whatever.
Yeah, single parent, dad's not around.
It's just sad, isn't it, man? Like, I'd feel so guilty, like, you're helping him out, but it just breaks my heart that even how you just said it, like, will you play with me? Like, it's just horrible, like, because do you know what I mean? He's a kid and he ain't got that, like, yeah, he could maybe do it with a mum and that, but do you know what I mean? It's not the same.
But see, I was gonna say, dude, like, this is gonna sound so rude when I say this, but look, nothing personal against them, right? But you know, she's into women, right? And she's been with a woman for a long time, and you know, I just, for a little boy, I think it's difficult to look at a woman and go, you know, throw this ball around with me instinctually. Yeah. I mean, not that she couldn't, but I think it's important for a little boy to have like, I'm not saying at all like I'm an influence as a man for this child. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I mean, just the importance of there being a man somewhere, even if it is only for that brief interaction in time, dude. I think it's important to, you know, because I mean, you know, that was sticky a little bit. I probably shouldn't.
It's just like, it's just sad, isn't it? Like, when a little kid's like, especially when they're a good kid as well, and they're not even like got an attitude, and they're just like, will you do this with me? It's just like, you feel like you want to adopt them in that moment because you're like, you deserve better.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you know, when you play with me and shit, we throw the ball around or I chase them around outside for a little while, whatever. Last summer, they chased me through the neighborhood with super soakers and shit, which was, you know, pretty funny. But
it's all fun and games until Uncle Jack grabs a knife.
Gotta carry on tradition, man. I'm just saying. My grandmother chased me with a knife. Now I gotta chase you with one. That's how it goes. Fuck, dude. But yeah, I mean, it's tough, dude, because there really isn't that anymore. Really, like, you can't really.
I just feel sorry for kids like that have got one parent, because even if you're not together, like the situation I'm in, like, the kids have still got us both. Like, there's a lot of kids out there that ain't even where they've got one parent or no parents. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they've got none, and it's just like, and then there's a care home and all that, and it's just.
See, like when I was younger, dude, I've not talked about this at all. I realized I probably should bring it up sooner or later, but there was split visitation between my mother and my father, right? So the dude was around, but he wasn't around. And we're not close, never have been, never will be, and that's fine. That's just the way some people are. But my point was, you know, I grew up in a house of 2 women, dude. My mother and my grandmother. And that's weird as a guy to grow up in a house with 2 women because you don't adopt man traits from women.
And you don't get them examples, do you, from a man either? Like, you don't see that father figure like fucking up in decisions and stuff, and then learning it from him because, like you said, there's no one to learn it from the male side.
I mean, the one saving grace that I did have though was, you know, a friend of mine I hung out with a lot when we were young. I mean, we were fucking inseparable, you know, but it turns out like he was in the same situation as me, but different. Like he had his mom, his grandmother, his grandfather, his brother, they were all in one big ass house together. But his father was actually a big time coke dealer, mobbed up, the whole thing. So he wound up going to prison for 9 years. So when we were coming up together, we were able to bond on that because, well, you know, my dad, I know who my father is. We're just not close. I mean, he knew who his father. The difference was, though, at least like his dad would send him drawings of wrestlers and shit that he would do, and you know, send them to, which I thought was fucking awesome. But we were still able to bond on the fact that, you know, we knew who our fathers were, but we never had that like real connection with them.
Do you know what's crazy is that his dad was in prison and yours wasn't, but because you didn't have that relationship, he might as well have been in prison.
I mean, what's sad is with his father being in prison, even sending him letters like that is a stronger bond than I have with mine, and he's out walking in the free world. Like, dude, I tried to make an attempt to connect to this fucking fool. I tried. And now, don't get me wrong, I haven't always made it easy. Right? The guys
understatement.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, I've tried to, I just don't know, dude. It doesn't bother me anymore. It used to really hurt me, dude, but it doesn't bother me anymore. And what bothers me the most about it is I've gotten into a couple arguments with him about this. The only time we've ever talked to each other is when we've exchanged heat. And, you know, we've come to, luckily it was over the phone because we would have fought each other because we're both that fucking stubborn. Like, I am my father's son in the sense that I'm like that, dude. I don't give a fuck. You want a fucking problem, bro? Let's go right now. You made this shit, bro. You made this shit happen. Limp or no limp. Let's fucking do it. You know, but it's just now I got wrapped up in thinking about punching him. I forgot what I was saying. God damn it. Oh yeah, wait. Arguing with him. Fuck. Oh my God. I don't know. I lost it. I got too wrapped up in thinking about punching him. That's fucked up.
You know, I did have a funny thought though, and you kind of just touched on it. Is that, can you imagine if you'd have met up in person and like you're fighting and he's going, you think that's how you throw a punch? I'll show you how to throw a punch, and you're going, nah, it's like this.
Well, I would have been like, well, it's about time you fucking show me how to do something.
Bonding through trying to kill each other.
Yeah, I mean, that probably would be the way that it would happen, dude. But I mean, like,
the good. I know it's not good, so don't like interpret what I'm saying. But at least you got to experience like what he's like. You could have never have met him or known what he was like. You just have that abandonment. Now, you haven't got a relationship with him that you might have wanted, but at least you've not got that abandonment of like, and not knowing of like, oh, I don't know who he is or where he lives or anything. At least you experienced and know what he's like.
See, in a way, I kind of think that's worse. I know who he is. I know where he is.
Well, yeah.
And I mean, dude, I've tried to. What bothered? This is the thought. Finally, it comes back to me. What really bothers me is that when I brought it up to him in the few times that we have argued over it, I was like, dude, you know, like you never really were around, dude. You know, doing the things that you were supposed to do. And his counter argument to that is, well, you never went hungry, did you? You always have fucking clothes on your back, didn't you? You know what I mean? Like, you had a place to sleep when you came over here. You had heat and all this shit. I don't want to fucking hear nothing. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. So, I don't want to hear shit. Like, no, dude, that's not, I would almost rather, like, in a sick way, I guess it's a luxury to say this now, but I think I would almost rather have him give a fuck and be broke and us have nothing than, you know, be provided for and not have any connection at fucking all. You know, when I gotta look at my older male friends to try to figure out how the fuck I'm supposed to be as a man. You know, that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's fucked up. But, you know, that's the old school logic of thinking, I think, though, dude. Is like, well, I provided for you, so I don't see what the fucking problem is. Like, bro, I'm not asking you to spurt a fucking vagina and get sensitive on me, but, you know, would it hurt you so badly to say that you give a fuck? Like, I don't understand, because I always felt like, in my brain, dude, I always thought the guy treated me like that because I was disabled. I mean, you know,
I just think he's that sort of person. Like,
I realize that now, but when I was younger, I didn't, you know.
Like, when you're a person that thinks that you can do what you want to someone and then make up for it with money, like, that speaks volumes of who you are as a person.
And the thing is, dude, I don't know. I would love to know what happened with his father, because from what I understand, I don't think he was around. I'm not sure. I don't want to misquote it, but I don't think they were close either. So I think this is like second generation. Bill Burr
Giving him like sticking up for him or defending him, but that could be a reason why he's like that with you. And I'm not saying that's the right thing, but what I would say as well is that it doesn't help that he doesn't ever talk to you about any of that, if that is the case, because you don't know.
I mean, I know it's too late now. Like, we're both way past this. Believe me when I tell you, there is no scenario where I want to talk to this guy on a regular basis. I don't want him over my house. I don't want to eat with him. I don't need it. It's too late now, and it's done. I'd rather just have a meaningful friendship with somebody, or, you know, fucking, it's just us and the cat and the dog, and that's it. And I'm happy about that. But I mean, I understand if that's what it was, dude. I get it 100%. I can understand if nobody ever took the fucking time to treat you like a fucking human being. How could you possibly know how to treat anybody else like a human being? But here's the part that I don't understand. He's great with the kids. Like, it blew me away the first time that I saw him interacting with my brother's kids, dude. Like, he's very good with them. And I was like, how the fuck is this dude? How is this the same guy? I don't understand.
What I think it is I think it's because he probably, I don't know, but he's probably got guilt for. No, you'll probably be like, fuck off. You don't. No, he's not like that. But
I mean,
maybe he's got guilt towards you, and because they're not like his direct bloodline. Do you know what I mean? And not his kids. He doesn't have
Easier.
that. Yeah, like he feels like he hasn't got that. He's not connected to them. Like he can just sort of. I don't know how to explain it, but I think you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, because he's slightly removed from it. It makes him easier to connect because they're not technically his responsibility, so he can feel good riding in on the white horse and all that shit.
And I think he tells himself that he's making up for the shit how he was with you, even though it's not with you.
Yeah, and like I just found out that, you know, he's the same way. He was the same way with my brother and I always thought it was just towards me, dude, but I guess the guy just could never connect. And I don't hold it against him. I would like to understand. That's all. I don't want to build a relationship with you. I just want to understand how you got to be how you are. Because I don't want you to fucking, like, dude, it is so uncomfortable when it gets brought up, like Christmas parties and shit, dude. Like it's really uncomfortable, man. Because like it's not a secret at all. I guess everybody talks about everything, and I'm obviously, you know, I'm not shy about the way that I feel about anything, but I mean, you know, it's ugh.
I think as well, it's like goes to that we've spoken about it before. Is like the just getting on with stuff as a bloke. Like that's kind of what you've been conditioned to do, and I think that has a lot to play with it as well. It's I think people use it as a bullshit excuse, but do you know what I mean? Like people tell themselves, especially like if it's a son and a dad, like, we can't open up. We've never opened up like that. If we do, it's seen as a weakness, and it's soft, and I think that's part of it as well. Definitely.
I think so. I think there's a big part of it. Being like, well, if I show weakness in this moment, then you're gonna think you can get over on me. And you know, I understand that logic of thinking 100% because you're so afraid to fucking feel a feeling.
And
that's why.
You know what's weird? Like I try and not have that with my kids, but I wouldn't say it's anywhere near the level you've got with your dad. But even with my dad, I don't really like open up to him what I would to like my mum. But when it comes to my son, I don't want to be like that, especially when he gets older and he's going through more stuff and that. But I still even now get a little bit of awkwardness sometimes thinking about that, because it's just, you kind of pick up on a lot of that stuff, even if you don't mean to.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, dude, and that's the other thing too, man, is it's not like my mom made up for it. She was no better. She couldn't fucking wait to run off and be anywhere else other than where she was supposed to be, whatever she was supposed to be doing. You know, leaving.
Is it your mum or Jen's mum that you go on about sometimes with like the giving you lifts to the supermarket and that?
Oh, with both of them, but lately, more recently, it's been, you know, Jen. It's really hard not to come on here and fucking really.
No, I just wanted to ask because there's been several times you've been on about it, and I'm like, you're like,
I love her to death.
Like certain things you've said about like they make a massive thing out of something that you're like, this doesn't need to be any.
That's her mom all day. And I see that's where she gets it from. That's why it's fireworks and explosions and arguments and shit, because, you know,
just seems a lot of what I can't think of any examples, but at the time I remember thinking that just seems like petty. Like it really doesn't need to be anything.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the way that it is. And on a regular basis, I have to fight the fucking urge to come in here and not talk about it, because I know it'll destroy her. Like she's already said, like, you guys are so mean to me with the things that you say. You really hurt my feelings. Well,
this isn't related to what you're going on about, but it just hit me last night when you lost it and stormed out of the room and shouted. I looked at the comments, and I think it was Taxi. He was like, he just put, "Okay, Jack." I was like, because I already felt awkward, because I, as you saw, I I don't know if that was at Jen or the dog, and you was like, it was fucking both of them. And then in taxi, I was just like, okay, Jack.
Dude, sometimes you get in that moment, bro, and you just gotta let it out sometimes. It's not help. People probably look at that and they go, what a mental patient this kid is. What a mental patient this kid is. But they don't see the slow buildup that happens all day long. And then eventually the fuse just goes, and that's it. That's it. Fucking explosions.
Even last night, you probably thought I was trying to wind you up at one point because I put like, I think I said calm down, and you was like, don't fucking tell me that. And I'm like, jeez, like.
That's such a East Coast asshole thing to say though. Like, calm down. Don't fucking tell me to calm down. I am fucking calm, bro. Your head's gonna explode. Obviously, you are not calm. Look at the vein in your fucking head. Look at the vein. Because if you look on, I think it's on this side of my head, bro. When I get angry, I have a pitchfork vein that pops up in this part of my fucking head, dude. Swear to God. I wish I was making up stories, but it's there, dude.
Last night I felt like, let's, even when you I knew you weren't like liking it, but I was like, let's try and keep it a bit happy somehow. Like, but and then you was gone again. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, just because like, happy. Who the fuck is happy? Fuck is happy. What the fuck even is that? You know,
I've seen Taxi in here before a few times, but I really like him. Like last night,
that's my guy, dude. Him and Demos, and even the dude with the ring picture. He's an old cat from back in the day. You know, a lot of these guys were the ones that actually told me, like, bro, you should be doing. You know, you should be doing this shit. And then they, you know, Taxi happened to, it's good that he mentioned that last night because I didn't know how I had come across him. Apparently I was telling the story about when I was dosed with angel dust or whatever it was, embalming fluid, smoking weed, you know. Man, that's fucking crazy. It's crazy to think that like people could just pop back in like that, but and I mean I don't think I hate showing. I've gone out of my way to cut that part of my personality out of any of the content that I make. I mean, because there's a difference between coming in here and ranting on some shit because some fucking lady gave me an attitude when I was trying to order some food and completely losing your fucking mind because you've just had it and you're screaming like a maniac. Like I don't want people to see that and go, oh, like it's okay to do that. It's okay to lose your fucking mind because it's not. And it's a thing that I struggle with all the time, but I'm not perfect. And I mean, you know, I'm embarrassed by that. But, you know, what can you do? I guess everybody has a thing, I guess.
I think we all do it, but do you know, like, the whole, like, victim mentality side of stuff? Like, when you're going through shit. Like, you said it to, that Sparkle last night that you felt that he was doing that a lot, but then at the same time, like, and I do it as well. But when you was like flying off and stuff, I'm like, I'm trying to help, but like I feel like even you do it as well, like with the victim stuff. And I know everyone's cases are different in that, but you become impossible when I'm trying to like, and I'm not saying I might need to like phrase it better when I try and do it, but
no.
But
I'm just not reachable. I become completely irrational. I mean, I don't know what happens. It's like all sensibility just goes right out the fucking window. But it's always been like that. Once once I hit a certain level, dude, that's it. You just can't. I have to walk away and fucking just
like, I
wait
was
for it to
saying
come
certain
down.
things and that, and you would be like, we can't all be like you, or
Yeah,
be
we
this
all
guy.
can't be fucking happy like you. Because when I'm reading, so you have to understand also, it's
But like, I know
probably
what you're
not
saying.
translating the way that you're writing it. You're writing it like this. You're going, all right, come on, man. Let's try to, we need to make this to be happy again. This is no good. How I'm reading it is, come on, man. You know, like you're being a fucking ball breaker, dude. You know, like, and I know that's not what it is, but you're like, come on, let's get happy. Why you mad for? Like, that's how I'm reading it.
I see it as like you know, like
Happy.
like Saving Private Ryan or something, and they're like dragging their buddy that's been shot or something. That's how I look at it. But you're looking at it as like, I'm dangling my balls on your face.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, bro, I gave you the rope. Could you at least try to pull yourself up with it? No. I think I just want to lay here.
I know I can't, like, you have to do it for yourself, but it just gets to me so much because I know that you're capable of not going as far as you go with it. Like, of like looking at it, of how I'm trying to explain it to you. I know that you're capable of it, but I just think the way you talk to yourself, I'm just like, it makes me want to strangle you.
I do it though because majority of my life I've been beat up, made fun of, you name it, dude. So when
I know that, but now I'm like, don't continue to do that to yourself. You've had that from other people. Stop doing it to yourself.
But when I do it, I take the power away from you. You know what I mean? Because if I already say it, when you say it, if I come on this camera and I say, I know I look like a junkie, now when you say it, it's not so powerful anymore. I've taken the sting out of it from you. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like, it all, as corny as that shit sounds, dude.
Yeah, but what
that's
I'm saying
exactly
is,
what you have to do.
I could give you the rope. Well, no, I could hang you, yeah? Or I could give you the rope to hang yourself. What I'm saying is, why has anyone got to fucking hang?
Yeah. No, dude, this is the Sunset Limited. That's what this is. Where it's like, you know, can't you just leave us be, you know, and hanging from the steam pipes and the Raptors and all that? It's like, yeah.
I've
because
said it before that I don't go through stuff you go through. But I just know that sometimes you could help yourself a lot more than you do.
I mean, it's also, though, I think a lot of it is not real. What I mean by that is sometimes something will come into my head and it will just, it's like a shark, dude. It's just going and going and going and going until eventually, like, you know, it creates something out of like nothing. There was no reason to feel it, but now just from this thought just coming in, and now I feel this thing, and it's like I get ramped up over nothing. You know,
do you know what?
like,
it's just crazy because I'll be in the comments, and when you was talking to that Sparkle, I was like trying to process and deal with everything that he was fucking dropping on us, and then he's getting defensive, and then on top of that, you lost your shit, and I was like, I'm actually just trying to help, but I know that I could probably maybe phrase it better or word it better, but it just got well crazy last night. I was at the point where I even nearly put in a chat, right, fuck it, I'm off then, just because I was like, it doesn't need to get to this stage. But I know that I'm not in your shoes as well, so I'm convinced that you could help yourself more.
But then again, this is also,
I believe that whatever you're going through, I know it's easier said than done, but I do believe that you can't predict everything that's going to happen, but I still think that you have a choice in how you deal with it and react to it. And now I know I was coming to you the other day with everything that's going on, and I was probably just dumping it all on you, so I've done it, but Like
No, but
that.
see, that's what it was. If I can tell you the truth, that's what it was that got me. That's what it was that got me. Why is it okay if when you're down, right, you can lay it all out on the table and we can work through it and talk about it and feel what we have to feel, and that's all right. But now that you're out of it, the rest of us just have to learn to be happy. Like, we are not allowed to go through that.
The difference is when I'm talking to you about my shit, I'm not trying to come at your neck with a chainsaw. Like when I'm talking to you, you're like, "You motherfucker," and I'm like, "Bro, just listen." Like, and I'm not saying it might not even work what I'm like telling you, but I don't know. I can't explain it, but I just feel like you. Like I was saying to you, like I was ready for war, but it wasn't directed at you. Sometimes I feel like you direct it at me when I'm just trying to like keep your head above water.
Yeah, it's not. That's what kept circling in my mind yesterday. Though, it was like, oh, so it's cool. It's cool for him. It's cool for him. It's cool for him to be fucking upset and not happy, right? But the second somebody else, oh, because you're back to being fucking happy and positive again, we all gotta be happy and positive, don't we? Christmas, right? That's what this is. Like, that's
but
what
I think what made it worse as well last night is that it started off quite happy, like you was with Jen and all that. Then he comes into the thing and he
just tore it down.
I really felt it shifted.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I can't even remember what started it off with me and you. It was probably something I said. But I was like, fuck me, this done like a whole 180. Like, what happened?
Yeah, no, he really did fucking suck the happiness right out of the fucking room. And the sad part is, it wasn't his presence that did it. It was the fact that he came in here moping around and shit, dude. Don't bring that shit to me, man. You know what I mean? Like, I want to beat the fucking shit out of him. He's going to have the cheapest rent I've ever heard of in my fucking life. I would kill somebody to be able to save the amount of money that kid is going to save every month. And he's fucking moping around. Do you have any idea? In 3 months, we could have a car. In 3 months, we could have a car with the amount of money he's going to be able to fucking save. And you're fucking complaining. You're fucking complaining. How dare you? How fucking dare you?
When he dropped how old this guy was as well, I was like,
woo!
Yeah, I was like, you already pissed me off with how you've come into this tonight and like shifted the mood. Now you're dropping this. So like, are we dealing with a fucking pedo right now? What's going on?
See, the fucked up part is when he says, well, what do you want me to do? I had to find love where I can get it. Yeah, okay. So why don't you... So you have to do it with a 20-year-old? I told you. Why don't you go... Demos mentions to me. There's people that are into handicap porn. So I say to him, I go, dude, if people are into handicap porn, there has to be somebody somewhere with a fucking albino fetish or something. It's a place for you to build on, at least. I'm not saying to whore yourself out and allow somebody to be turned on by your misfortune. But at the same time, it's a platform. And it's just, nope. Won't even entertain the idea of it. So you have to excuse me if I don't feel bad for you that you're fucking a 20-year-old because you're too lazy to try other fucking options. You know what I mean? Fuck that. And I defend this. I defend this kid to everybody. For fucking what? So that I could be talked to like a piece of shit? Oh, I didn't come in here with a condescending attitude. Yeah, you fucking did, man. Trying to talk down to me in my fucking stream on my channel. I don't think so. Take your fucking mother's attitude and bring it somewhere the fuck else. Don't bring it in here, because I will slap the both of yous. Fuck out of here. And it's sad, dude, because I love that kid. I really do. I hate him and I love him at the same time, but I won't do it. I can't.
I've only heard him on here, obviously, but I just think he's one of them people that's always going to get in his own way.
Bro, the amount of hours I've spent on the phone with this kid, just having random conversations about anything. No recording, no nothing. Just having random conversation. You know when this all changed? I'm going to tell you the truth, dude. If I'm going to be honest, as dumb as this sounds, when Donald Trump ran for president, that's when everything started to shift. Because he's always been, you know, but I've even noticed, because I wasn't, look, you're a Trump supporter. Good for you. I think the guy's a jerk off, right? And I think Hillary was a jerk off, just like Biden is a jerk off, but I'm consistent. So I said I don't like the guy. I think that was the beginning of the crack of our foundation, because he was like, oh, well, then I guess we're just not going to be talking politics. He hangs up on me because I'm not a Trump supporter. I've known you your whole life because I'm not a Trump supporter. What the fuck happened? We were in elementary school together, dude. What the fuck? That guy don't give a fuck about you.
No.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just last night I didn't know what to fucking think or say. Do you know what I mean? And even just talking about it today, like, he's just a weird guy, like, and I don't. But what I would say is, I don't think you should feel guilty for fucking, or feel like you've got to have some responsibility for his fucking life and always be there for him. Like, these sort of people, as like, to put it bluntly, you need to cut them off.
Well, you know what the sad part is, dude, if I realized anything last night, it's that he, as much as I would like to be there for him, he doesn't want me to be there for him. He looks down on me. He thinks
and I know that I wind you up as well, yeah? But, and I know I've come to you with a few things, but I don't think I do what he does.
Well,
maybe you're like, well, yeah, you fucking do. But, like, I don't think like, do you know what I mean? I might wind you up, and I have come to you recently for stuff, but I don't feel like I do it like he does it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, but
I don't think you need that.
It's different if you're looking to talk, but the difference is, dude, when you come with something and you say, this is what's going on, even if you don't agree with whatever my answers are, you're at least willing to listen and pretend like you take the advice.
Well, I've even said to you at times, like, well, we're just going to have to agree that we're not going to agree on it, so.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the point, though, dude, that, like, with the relationship thing, whatever, we talk about it, right? Like, we may have two different approaches to doing things, and maybe you don't agree, or, you know, whatever it is, but at least you go, okay, well, I take it into consideration, but, I mean, you don't automatically shoot it down, like, where it seems like at times he's ungrateful for, like, you're asking me for advice, and then you're yelling at me that I'm giving it to you. You can't have it both ways. And you can't look down on me. You can't look down on me and call me your friend at the same time. We're supposed to be eye level.
I think he's one of them people that, you know, people that, like, read books or learn something, but they never apply what they learn.
That's exactly, dude, that's what this kid does. He spends his time studying, reading books, and for what? He doesn't do anything with the information that he has other than, you know, that's it. That's all he does. Oh, I want to know everything there is to know in the universe. Why? What are you doing with the information you have now? Nothing. Why? What are you doing? I don't understand that, dude. I didn't learn.
Did he ever contact you with, like, positive stuff? Or was it always an issue with something?
Well, see, now I feel bad because when he calls me and he's like, dude, I got the apartment. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I'm happy for you. But now he wants to sit on the phone for 2 hours and talk about how great this apartment is. You made your point. I don't need to hear it for 2 hours, dude.
Yeah.
And you just want to repeat the same thing over and over. Basically, he wants me to pick up the phone and just listen. That's legitimate. I've had times where he's called me, and whether it's good or bad, doesn't matter, either emotion, he will call me and go, hey, shoot into whatever it is that he's going to talk about. And then as soon as he's done talking, all right, well, I want to go. I'm like, well, dude, do you know I actually had to go? One time he did that to me, and I go, so you're not even going to ask me how the fuck I am. And he's like, well, you know, how are you? I go, that's not, no. Doesn't work like, you don't do it now. You don't do it now. That's not how it works. The point is, you just sit here chewing my ear off for a fucking hour, and not once did you even once stop and go, yo, how are things with you? Not once, because you don't care, because it's all about your world and what's going on with you. I may be an asshole sometimes, and I say horrible things, and I could be selfish, but I care about other people sometimes more than I even give a shit about my own shit. I find it easier to help somebody through a problem than it is to get to my own problem. But that shit, I have no patience for that.
The sad thing about that is that you're trying to do the right thing, and you might get the odd person that appreciates that, but most people will just shit on you and take advantage.
Yeah, which has happened my entire fucking life. People just take advantage because they see that I'm a nice guy. And then when I finally flip on them, and I tell them really like it is, they want to break down and have a cry about it.
Do you know,
they want to go, I don't know why you're so mean to me.
It was so embarrassing last night when it had all like blown up, and then he's just, like I said, he's just sat on the mic still, not saying nothing, and you're like, I don't think you was for a little bit, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is he still here? Like, you've said what you've had to say to him. He said his bit, and he's still on the microphone, not saying anything. What are you doing?
I think he likes it. I think he likes that feeling of uncomfortable. Jim Norton said a long time ago, dude, that when you get wrapped up in a depression cycle, sometimes what can happen is that when it's not there, you start to miss that sick feeling in your stomach. Like, as
I said earlier, he seems to get like he's attracted to the depression and the fucking drama, and
like, dude, I know his parents they fucked that poor kid up. We tried. When I say we, I mean me and a couple other kids in the neighborhood. Look, the kid looked different, right? I look different. I walk different. I understand. He looked different from everybody. We wanted to pull him in just to try to make him more normal, and his mom just wasn't having it. She was like, nope, he's not hanging out with you badass kids. Did we get in trouble? Did we break the law? Did we do drugs? Absolutely, we did all those things. That's what kids do. You experiment. I never would have let that kid stick a needle in his arm. Not on my watch. No fucking way. I can't speak for everybody else, but I would have looked after him, and it's just sad that he's been sheltered so long, and they've abused the fuck out of him. You're stupid. You're worthless. You're not shit. Why did I even bother having kids? I've heard it, dude. Why have I even bother having kids when you motherfuckers can't even take care of me? I gotta work at 50-something years old. I should be retired with my feet up, and you motherfuckers should be paying my bills, you ungrateful fucks. Like, dude, this is all his life. This is what he's dealt with. And now, I'm not saying I've yelled at him a million times, bro. You're old enough now. You can't use them as an excuse anymore. Now you have to get up on your fucking own. All right. And I know I was just bitching about my family a little while ago, but do you see me crying over my fucking mother and my father? No, because you know why? I don't have time for that. If I don't fucking pull it together, nobody's going to pull it together. But then again,
you don't, like you said, don't use it as an excuse. At some point, you have to try and like live your own life. Now, maybe you end up repeating the same sort of path that your parents or whatever went down, and maybe that happens. But the point is you got to at least try and change things. And I get the impression that he doesn't.
No, and I think it's because, just like everybody else, he's afraid to, and that's okay. You're supposed to be afraid. If you're not afraid, something is wrong. But you can't let the fear rule you.
And the thing is, if it is okay, but at the same time, if you're not going to change it, then you've got no fucking right to keep complaining about the same shit, because you've consciously decided not to change nothing.
Exactly. You can't bitch that you live in shit if you have a shovel right next to you. That's your own fault. That's your own fault. Dig yourself out. What the fuck are you doing? I don't get it, dude.
And you know what's crazy? I don't know him like that, but you telling me that he's an intelligent guy and that, why this should be common sense to him?
I think it is, dude. I think he's just he is emotionally wounded so badly. It's going to take him years, I think, to figure out. And I don't think it'll be able to start until he moves into his own place, which he's going to be doing in about a week and a half anyway. I hope for his sake, the second that he moves in there, that maybe he's able to turn it around, because he's never had privacy, freedom, any of it. So of course you're gonna act like a child when you're treated like a child. So hopefully, with the increase of responsibility of paying his own rent and his own bills, maybe he'll finally fucking turn it around for himself. I hope so. I mean, I still have a lot of shit that I gotta do too. I'm not talking about this kid like I'm fucking perfect. I can't even make it through a month on my money. So I really have no business talking about anybody. But
the thing is that when you're both going through stuff like that, though, the last thing you need is someone coming in acting like that and making that, like how the mood felt last night when it shifted. Like when you're both going through your own shit, you want to encourage each other. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be fucking arguing with each other or one of you dumping all your shit onto the other one all the time when there's no encouragement going on.
I give him tough love, dude. Because I'm like, hey man, all right, come on, dude, fucking snap out of it. You could do it, you know? And he's like, dude, I understand when he says that doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? Like when you yell at me, all I hear is you're yelling at me. I don't hear that you're trying to do, I don't understand that what you're trying to say. You mean well, but you're scolding me like I'm a child. Like, no, dude, I'm trying to wake you up the same way that I would want somebody to do for me if I was in your position. Because maybe if you see that I care enough to actually scream at you, maybe you will really look at your situation.
And the thing is, I think even if someone tried to help him the same way you did, but not by like tough love way and being real nice to him and that,
he would fucking roll over on it, I think. Right?
I don't think he would do anything about it. Like, either way you do it, I just think he's not gonna take it in and apply it. That's what I mean. Like, you don't need people like that in your life because you've got your own shit going on as it is. Like, you don't need that extra shit all the time.
I mean, he's a cunt, dude. Look, he. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about him because he's not here to defend himself.
I'll head off soon because my battery's gonna fucking explode.
Yeah, but he's not here to defend himself, so I shouldn't be talking shit. But everything that I've said here, I've already said to his face, so it's not a secret, and it's not like I'm gonna make this private after the fact. You can listen to it whenever the fuck you want. But you know, even just joking with him going, hey, dude, weed is legal on the 1st, right? So now that you got your own apartment, I could bring some weed over. We can have a good time. This motherfucker goes, yeah, no, I don't think that would be a good idea. I go, dude, okay. Like, I was just joking, right? Like, you know that? And he goes, well, no, okay, well, I thought you were serious. Like, dude, I'm not going to fucking, what kind of asshole do you think I am? I mean, for Christ's sake.
I feel like he would watch stand-up comedy whilst figuring out a plan to fucking get it all cancelled. Like, they're doing punchlines and he's going, this is offensive.
It's fucking
I'm going to stop talking about him, but I don't feel bad, to be honest, because, like, I think what we've said is correct. Like, you're trying to help him. You have been for years.
I want him to do well.
Fucking help himself.
Exactly. I want him to do well. I'm not sitting here talking about him because I want him to fucking fail. It would be different if we were sitting here talking shit about him, how big of a piece of shit he is, and how I hope he fails at everything and he never does anything, and I hope he loses the apartment. If we were doing things like that, that would be different. But this is not that. And you can look at it however you want, but, you know,
It's like
Just-
that saying, isn't it? It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
I mean, that's it, dude. So what can you do? What can you do? It's not up to us. I mean, I really do gotta stop worrying about everybody else and start worrying about my own shit anyway, dude, because I don't even have it together for me. How am I gonna fucking help somebody else? It's ridiculous. But okay, so look, this is it. This has been a bit all over the place, but the movie is full of cheese, dude. What do you want from us? I mean, really, how much can you say? How much can you say?
If you like cheese,
Yeah.
go and get Holiday Rush. I quite like the cheese, so.
I mean, if you're into it, if you don't want to shit for a couple of days, I would suggest you take this in.
No,
But yeah.
it's. I didn't think you was gonna. I knew that you weren't gonna like it from like the little things you've been saying here and there, but I thought we might be fucking like arguing about it a lot more than we haven't really argued about it at all. So I think it's been good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's all. Because I like it outside of the cheese, dude. I don't mind it.
Like
It
you
just-
had more bits in it that you said, like there's certain things you said today, like parts of it you enjoyed, and that was you said more things you enjoyed than I thought you was gonna. So even though you didn't like it on the whole, you still liked more bits than I thought you would. So
that's a plus in and of itself. I mean, I was trying to sit here to rack my brain in when we close this out to try to think of a Christmas movie that I actually like. And if I thought about it, I know A Christmas Carol is super played out, but I think what I like about that movie is the fact that it takes a miserable fucking guy, right? And it doesn't try to dress him up and make him happy. Well, I mean, it does, but it does it by showing him, like, if you don't try to turn this around, there's not going to be any hope for you. And he has to arrive to that on his own. That's what I like about it, though. It's not forced down your well, I guess it is, right? I mean, it is.
I don't know if I've seen that. It sounds familiar. I probably have. I think it's similar to what you've just described at Holiday Rush, but like you said, the cheese and that, I think that's got in your way too much more than the other bits.
Yeah, because I mean, I know it's cheesy to, oh, 3 ghosts gonna come and teach me about Christmas. Oh shit, look out! Yeah, but I mean, it really though, because if you do, I mean, this guy's a fucking cunt. I was just watching a clip on YouTube the other day where they're like, bro, we're looking for money. We're looking for money to help the disadvantaged and the poor. You know, can we count on you? And he's like, how about you just get out of my way? He's like, sir, please. I mean, these people are desperate. I'm sorry. Are the prisons not running? No, they're running. Are the food pantries open? But yes, they're open. Then I don't understand why you're asking me for help. Clearly, those people need to go to those places to get the help they need. Well, some people would rather die, sir. Well, surely they better then, shouldn't they? And I'm like, God damn, dude. That's heartless, my man. You're going to say, not even $1? Not even $1? Fuck, bro.
Do you know, I thought randomly earlier, I remember sending you a message the other morning saying, have a good day or something. And after last night and all that, I thought, fuck me, I bet he was raging when he saw that. Even though I was like, have a good morning. I bet you read that and was like, I'm going to be sick.
I mean, dude, it does.
Because I genuinely mean it. I was like, want him to have a good day and that. But now, just thinking of it, I was like, I bet he read that and thought, fuck off.
I mean, there always is a small part of my brain that just goes, ugh. But I know that you genuinely mean it, dude. Like you're not saying it in a pretentious, like a douchey way. Like you really do mean it. Which, I mean, if I'm not lying to everybody on the internet, if I break character for 5 seconds, it does make me look at it, just go like, oh, that's nice. But just, it's hard sometimes to always allow it in. Okay, yeah, shit.
And I think as well, because I don't think I've ever sent anything like that to you before. So I was, even before I sent it, I was like, well, I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna send it to him. Like, but that's quite. Yeah, you're just probably thinking, who the fuck does this guy think he is, sending me positivity? Like,
I mean, dude, I get it though. I see you know what it's like though? It kind of reminds me of that one religious friend that you have that knows that you're not into religion, but they just send you that picture right in the morning, 9 a.m. message. Jesus loves you. Just looking out for you. And you just be like, oh, come on. Like, it makes you smile a little bit, even though you're like, you cheeky prick. I know exactly what you're doing, dude. But, I mean, I do appreciate it, because I tell, like, the last thing I'm going to say, and then we can get the fuck out of here. I have friends of mine that we don't talk, but occasionally, every couple of months, I would just send them a random message of just, like, you know, hope everything is okay. I want you to know that I love you. And that's it. Just because...
And it's even hard to type that, isn't it? Like, the thing when it comes to a lot of humans, it's so hard to fucking say, like, I love you, even as a friend to someone, because of how we've been conditioned.
Oh, dude, I've never said those words to a member of my family. Never. Well, my brother and my sister. That's it. And they said it first. So that you're kind of obligated. But I mean, I do love them and I do care for them, but it feels weird I can't bring myself to say, okay, I'll talk to you later. I love you. It's too difficult. I can say it to her, but yeah, that's different, but I send them that message sometimes just because I know maybe on the off chance they're having a bad day. I just think, like, I know how many times I had the knife to my fucking whatever, dude, or I had a handful of pills in my fucking, just sitting there just thinking about it. Like, I could do this. Nobody's here. Everyone is gone. Nobody could stop me. And then just like, while I'm sitting and debating it, like a message will come through or something will happen, and I'll just be like, oh, but just kind of snaps me out of it. And I constantly think, like, maybe, hopefully this message could be that for them. That even if they're not that far to the edge already, just knowing sometimes a reminder that somebody cares for you is, equally important as, caring about yourself and everything else. So, reach out to somebody. Maybe
I think a lot of times as that person sending a message, you can talk yourself out of it because you're like, what does he care for? Like, he's not going to look at that. He's going to look at me like I'm weird. But like, send it, because like Jack just said, like a lot of the time, the people you're sending it to are going to look at it and it's going to make their day. It's going to, like, you think it's just words, but it's going to be like giving them a gift sometimes.
I want to tell you one more thing, and then I swear to God I'm done, I promise. But this is, listen to The Bonfire, all right? It's a show on Sirius XM, Channel 95, 6 to 8 p.m., Monday through Thursday. There was a guy that called the station and was like, dude, I want to tell you about this. This guy called the station and was like, listen, man, I want to tell you the truth. I just started listening to you guys. A friend of mine sent me a clip of this show. He goes, when I got the email, I had my computer open and he was standing on a chair, putting a noose around his neck to hang himself. One of his friends sent him a clip to the show off of YouTube, and just out of morbid curiosity, the guy went, what are the odds? I might as well click it. And it actually made him laugh to where I'm sorry, I almost just laughed really hard because I started thinking about what the guys on the radio said after that, but I'll get to that in a second. He clicked, and that stopped him from hanging himself. Now, his friend that sent him that had no idea he was even depressed. He was fucking shocked to find out that this kid was ready to hang himself. He had no idea. So it just goes to even people that you think might be okay. doesn't hurt to check up on them. But we'll close on this. But the one thing that makes me laugh really fucking hard is when the guys on the radio station found out about this. They were like, "Oh, now all I can think about is that like he's changed his mind. Like he's laughing really hard listening to the radio show, but he slips on the chair and he hangs himself by accident." Like.
Fucking hell, talk about dark humor. Jeez.
Yeah, like, dude, that shit was so funny. It's so funny. It is very dark, but that shit was pretty funny, dude. If that was my friend, I would just have to pull his dick out for him real quick just to make it look like he was autoerotic asphyxiating so people don't know that he killed himself. But, all right, that's the show.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Leave it on the top.
Oh fuck, you did ask me if I was gonna be around. We'll see if we can plan something out, dude. We'll figure it out.
I think, yeah, like Christmas Day, I'm probably seeing my kids at some point, but because of everything that's going on, I'm probably only going to see them for an hour or a couple of hours, if that. So I know that I'm going to be at home most of the time anyway. So, and I'm always online, even at fucking Christmas and that. It's who I am. So.
Yeah. All right, dude. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So we'll probably I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. If we don't, if for whatever reason, if you get hammered and maybe you sleep through the show, whatever it is, if we don't hear from you, happy holidays and all that bullshit, Hanukkahs and Christmases and Kwanzas and whatever the fuck else it is that you celebrate. All that shit. So enjoy it. Try not to kill your family. Put the gun down. Put the pills away. Pull the chair back into the table. It's going to be fine. We're going to make it through this year. And listen, weed's legal on January 1st in New Jersey. If you need a reason to live, just come here, dude. Just come here, dude. Figure it out. We'll figure it out together. We're trying to put shit together for you guys so that you don't have to feel like you're all by yourselves in these fucking lonely times, especially now, given everything that has happened. So, on behalf of BCHQ, this is the UK&J Project, live movie reviews, and we will see you guys next week.
Enjoy your Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. See you later.
See you later, guys. Hopefully they do, though. All right? Hopefully you do. God, I know I'm not.